All right, here we go, man. We live, guys. What's going on, everybody? This is Lewis of the Way Your Kicks channel. We are doing an impromptu live chat here. I got my man Jay Elevate and my man Mr. Think I'm Impossible, and we got a few things to get into tonight. We just wanted to get together and just kind of chop it up. We got a couple topics to get into that I think you guys are gonna like. So go ahead, tap in, guys, and enjoy what we going with. So,
Yes, sir.
how are you guys doing anyhow? Let's start off with that.
Man, feeling good tonight, man. It's Friday, and let's talk what we got to get done tonight because I'm excited.
Hell yeah, me too, man.
You ain't never lie. Let me see how I'm feeling. Oh yeah, we on fire. Let's go.
Nah, I
Typical
love it. I
check.
love it. I love it. Hey, got to give a big shout out to Mr. Thing I'm Impossible. He just reached 1,000 subscribers. So kudos
Yes,
to you, bro. Kudos to
yes.
you. It's a good feeling. Yeah, man. I hit that 2 weeks ago, and it was amazing to feel that
Thanks.
success. So now it's on to the next level.
That's right. Thanks, brother, and congrats to you as well. Like you said, you tapped into that a few weeks ago. Man, it feels great, man. It's a dope feeling. Jay
Yeah.
Elevate, he's on his way to 2K. So
Mm,
let's do it.
yeah,
Let's do
man.
it.
So, all right. So, first topic, guys. What do we want to get into? We got these reimagined threes we could talk about. We can talk about these Trump sneakers, which has not died down in conversation yet. We got Adidas basketball we can get into. I mean, plethora of topics, guys.
Hey,
I'll
you
let you.
pick.
I'll let you go. You want me to pick?
You
You want me
pick.
to pick? Let's start off something. Let's start off with something a little light. But exciting
Oh,
because apparently these Jordan 3 Black Cement reimagines are coming with leather. How
Okay.
we feeling? How we feeling
So
about that?
I'm gonna tell you honestly, like if you guys go to my video I just dropped about the reimagined Air Jordan 4s, I'm disappointed. And so here's why I'm disappointed. When I talk about this stuff, I'll talk about sneaker history, sneaker culture, right? So what happened? What happened to the history in the shoe? What happened to the Easter eggs? You know what I'm saying? Like they're giving us an OG look, and I respect that with the sale colorway, but what about his accolades when he wore that shoe? Right? What about the hidden gems? So I would love to see a midsole cracked midsole. That's what I would love to see, just like the Air Jordan 2s, right? Or even just a blown out air unit. So I want history to be involved with these reimagines. It just can't be like cookie cutter. Here you go, good job. Actually, I was absolutely excited about the suede or the nubuck on the three.
Really? You wanted
Yes,
that suede new, but I wasn't gonna be mad at it. I wasn't gonna be mad at it because at the time I didn't have a Black Cement 3 at all. And why I say at the time is because just this past weekend I was actually able to finally come across a pair.
congrats, congrats.
Finally able to
yeah,
come
those are
across
dope.
a
Those are
pair.
dope.
I wasn't even looking for them. I was trying to find a pair of the Olympic sevens, not Olympic sevens, the trophy room sevens. I was trying to see if someone had those, and
Uh-huh.
all of a sudden ran into them, and I'm like, oh, I was able to work out a nice deal.
Absolutely. And those Olympic sevens is absolutely those trophy room sevens are dope. I had them. Those that's a dope pair. That's
Why'd you
definitely
get
a
rid
dope
of
pair.
them?
Well, because I did a trade with one of my guys, so I got the OVO eights. I'm more of an eight fan. I love sevens, but I
Ooh,
got the OVO eight, so we
the
traded.
OVO eight. See, I'm an eight guy too. I like
Yep,
eights.
I got the
Not
OVO
all
eights.
colorways, but that's a pair there. I wish I could get my hands on, but oh, he about to pull them out now.
There you go.
he about to pull them out now.
oh yeah.
Shoot.
Y'all see it.
Oh man.
OVOs. Yeah.
See, I like eights. So the closest thing I got to those are those Soulfly eights. Those Soulfly eights.
Them
I
joints is
pull
dope.
them out now, but I got to go into my boxes. I'm not gonna do
Right.
that. But
Right. Them joints is
man,
dope. All right.
but
Let me throw a little bit of quick feedback
go ahead. Let me hear what you got to say on that,
regarding
bro.
these threes. All right. Listen. Number one, all leather. I'm here for it. I like it. All right. I'm all here for it. You can't please everyone. All right. So you're gonna have people that's gonna get upset. They're gonna be like, we want the suede, we want nubuck, we want the mixture. Me personally, I like them. I'm gonna pull this out as an example. Everybody and their mama complained about these because we
true.
didn't get the leather.
It's true.
That's true.
It's true.
And now we got all leather, and what are people doing?
Loving it.
Yeah.
And some people are complaining, saying OG's over everything, though, right? So some people are complaining, saying they don't like the all leather. So it's like we complained about this, and then we get all leather. Then some people are like, I don't want all leather. So I'm here for it. That's my answer. I love it.
I mean, listen. The way I see it is, people are gonna complain no matter what.
Yes.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? People are going to complain no matter what it is you do, and they always going to have something to say. But from my perspective, bro, like, I mean, I personally feel like whether it been suede, whether it been leather, like, I was going to cop either. It's still a cop.
Same.
It's
Absolutely.
still a cop to me.
Absolutely.
Okay, they still a cop. Matter of fact, I'm here. I'm so excited about what it is we talking about. I forget to do some of this stuff. Let me go ahead. We sharing right now. So these are still going to be. These are a cop to me.
Absolutely. 100%.
100%.
No matter how this is going to come out, there was going to be a cop. Now, the only thing I could say I probably would not have agreed with is they'd use some obscure type of material. So I don't know if you guys realize this, but apparently, and I just seen this a couple years ago, and I totally forgot about it. Do you know they made a fly knit bread Air Jordan 1?
Yes. Yes.
I do remember that.
Could
Yes.
that have technically, like, Reimagine wasn't even thought of actually back, I think it was like 2015, 2016. But
Okay.
they could have easily reimagined the sneaker using that material.
That wouldn't have worked.
It wouldn't have sold well, but I'm just saying. Because technically, people are on the fence about the patent leather breads.
I like those. I like the patent
Me
leather
too.
breads.
Me too.
I like them.
You know when the popularity of those dropped though? When
What?
that resale ain't reached 400.
Ah,
That's exactly what happened to them. Everybody was scooping them up because, like, yeah, these are gonna be over $400 on resale at some point. I think they might have peaked like just under it, right? But they never really reached that high.
So let me caveat to you off that, right?
Go ahead.
So within the sneaker culture, we do have hype beasts, we have resellers, and we have sneaker enthusiasts / sneaker heads, right? So what I say about the culture is that just because the shoe is not worth $400 does not mean the shoe is not hot. It does not mean the shoe is not dope. That's the problem right now with the sneaker community. It's all about hype and like resale value. I love talking about resale value on the shoe. I love it, but that does not make the shoe. It doesn't. That's just my opinion. Like y'all, like Mr. Think already know, like I'm all about sneaker history. What's the whole meaning behind it? That's my thing. And I'm glad you said that. It's just that let's say these reimagined threes, right? These black cements, they just go for $300. Do that mean this silhouette was a bust? No, it's a dope shoe. I'm just looking for something a little bit more further in detail. That's it.
So one of the things, well, matter of fact, Mr. Thing Impossible, you got a rebuttal to that? You got anything to say to that first?
Nope. Go ahead, brother. You good?
I was just gonna say because one of the things I was just watching, I think it was DJ the DNA show, and we'll get into him probably later on. But he did a comparison video of the Jordan 4 breads throughout the years.
Yep.
And one of the things he was talking about in some of the older pairs was like the card that came in there.
Yes.
And then I know on some of those older Jordan boxes, like I can't remember what silhouette it was, but remember it was like gray, and then you had Michael Jordan's face on it. What shoe was that? That came in that box.
Was that a 9 or a 10?
Yeah,
I feel like that was a 9 or a 10.
Yeah, it might have been. But is that the kind of stuff you're talking about?
Yes, the nostalgia vibe. Like we talk about reimagine, right? That means mom and pop shop found this in their garage somewhere. We're missing those accolades because new sneakerheads are born every day. right? So a new sneakerhead, originally they're gonna say, hey, either I like the shoe or man, what's really hot, right? So people are grabbing shoes, but they really don't know about the shoe, what the shoe meant. So when I talk about that, it's like give us those hidden gems because for us, us older heads who grew up with this stuff, we know it resonates with us. But for the new sneakerheads, it's kind of like give them a little bit of history so they kind of know why this silhouette is so important. Why is it so hot?
Yeah, but I guess how do we go about connecting it to that level? Because you see now what Nike is trying to do to advertise. I mean, they're pulling in streamers like Kai Cenat.
So
You think he's going to tell the real story?
you know what? I can't speak on somebody else's behalf. What I can say is that truly, Mr. Think already knows this. I've been saying this a lot on my channel. Nike needs to hire me because Nike is missing some cues that I really feel like is going on. I mean, they can hire hype beasts all they want. That's great. But when it comes to the breakdown of the silhouette, when it comes to cues that's missing, they absolutely missing some cues and they need the right guy. That's how I feel.
Yeah,
So
I think. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, my bad. I kind of want to piggyback off of what Jay's saying, but go ahead, Lewis. Go ahead and
No,
do your
go
thing.
ahead, man. Go ahead.
So to piggyback off what you're saying, Jay, I have a question for both of y'all.
Mm.
This is what I was writing down. What would you constitute as a grail? What does grail mean to you?
Oh, see, here goes the tough question.
You,
I'll let you
you
go first, Jay. Go ahead.
So here's what a girl means to me. It's that sneaker that never gets old, it never gets boring, and every time I see it, I always get excited about that sneaker and the meaning behind that sneaker, which everybody knows. It's the Air Jordan 4 white cement. Without a shadow of a doubt. If I have to only wear one sneaker for the rest of my life, I'm putting them bad boys on feet without a shadow of a doubt.
You going up half a size for your pinky toe?
You know what? I don't have no mushrooms going on my feet.
You ain't he ain't never lied because those are going to be the pinky toe killer. The pinky toe killer.
Nah, but I feel you. Real quick. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. My man Santiago, Tyler, what's going on, guys? Thank you for tapping in. So, okay, so the Jordan 4 white cements. I respect that. I like that.
Appreciate it.
I do. For me, a grail, I would have to say, yeah, I would have to agree with you on that. It's got to be a shoe you look at and you're just like, and for me, like that, those black cement threes I just pulled out, that's definitely a grail. And I mean, my man Santiago, he was there. He can tell you, like when I had them things, I was smiling ear to ear, having those shoes in my hand, and was able to get them on a great deal. And the other thing is what was it? I was at Gasol like because I went both days, right? And I was there the day before, and someone had a pair dead stock, and they was wanting almost $700 for them, and I was just like, oh no, I'm not doing it, right? Now the pair I got, it's near, well, I guess you can say it's near dead stock or it's used, right?
Okay.
It's been worn before, but it still had all the stars with it. There was no star loss.
Mm-hmm.
They had a little bit of glitter coming through on the shoe. You know what I mean? Like they were in great freaking condition, and I was super happy to get those. And that's what it is. Like a shoe that you've been. It's got to be something that you've been wanting to get your hands on, and
Right.
we're hunting for.
Yes.
In
Right.
my opinion, like something
Absolutely.
new coming out. Like if we didn't know anything about the shoe coming out, like I don't think you could really consider that to be a grail. Now, maybe down the line, right? If it's something you passed on and then you're for whatever reason, like you happen to change your mind and you're on the hunt for that shoe and you really want it for your collection, you know what I'm saying? Like at that point, yeah, you can consider it a grail to you. But what I think the issue becomes is when people call a shoe a grail, and then other people feel the need to, you know, validate whether or not it should be considered a grail to that particular person, because we all have different tastes,
Right.
right?
Exactly.
We all have different tastes in sneakers and what it is we actually consider hot or not. You know what I mean? Like I know
Yep.
people that they don't really care for Jordan 13s. I love 13s.
Me too.
So,
Jay's one of them.
you know what I'm
Wait, Jay, you
saying?
don't like
Like,
13s, do you? Or is it
I'm
12s?
no, I'm a 1 through 11 fan and some
Yep.
12s.
Yep. Yep.
so see, there you go.
Yep.
So, you know, for me, like I finally came across a pair of He Got Game 13s. That's the shoe I've been wanting. I was able
100%.
to finally get it. To me, that's another grail I got in my collection. But if you don't even like that silhouette, you know, for you to say, "Oh, that shoe's ugly. I don't want it," you shouldn't consider it that way. To me, like, all right, well, yeah, we're gonna have different tastes. Just, you know, show some respect.
Right.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. Facts. Now, what about you, Mr. Think?
So honestly, it's exactly what you guys said. Like totally. And the reason why I want to ask that question is all right, so for me, Lewis hit it, you hit it. For me, it's gonna be a kick that I used to hoop in, I had back in the day that I used to wear, that I tossed, and now I'm trying to reacquire it again. I get excited for the shoe. But the reason why I asked that question is because when you mention hype beast, that kind of goes hand in hand with grails as well, because it's almost like people get to create what a grail is versus what it is to you. So since everyone have their own taste, everybody have their own opinions and the whole 9 yards, it's really a personalized deal to what a grail is. There might be someone who says, "Hey, the Lost and Found or the Chicago ones, they suck. Don't like them." That could be someone's own opinion. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So for someone else, that could be a grail, like what Lewis is saying, and you know, and to them, they're like, "Yeah, I'm good on those." So it's the sneaker culture has changed. Like the culture itself literally has changed because now it really comes down to the the resale value of a cake to see whether it's a flop or not, kind of if it's a brick or if it's sitting or whatever terms that people want to use. And it's like, hold on a second, just because the sneaker didn't sell out in 40 seconds on the sneaker app, doesn't mean that it's not a good kick,
Mhm.
you
Facts.
know. But that's how nowadays it's really determined on, well, did it sell out? Did the app crash? And
Yeah, I mean, in one more recent sneaker, and Tyler, we'll get to your question here in just a second. But a recent sneaker we could talk about is like the Jordan 4 Red Cements. People were dogging that shoe, and they were like, "Oh, I got the Fire Red 4s. I don't need these." Blah 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 blah. But what happened to that shoe? Within 3 weeks, they were gone, and people thought they were going to be able to cop those on sale,
Mm-hmm.
and them things are gone. And now, like, I think the resale on them hovers around like 240. Like eventually, I feel like they'll creep to over 300 or so. But it's weird. Like initially, people don't like something, and then they see others go after it. Then all of a sudden, it changes in their mind whether or
Yep.
not they should have
yep,
went after it. You
yep.
know what I'm saying? So you know. But real quick, we got who we got here in the chat. We got Tyler says, "Sorry for popping in late. Do we have confirmation yet about the black cement threes?" And me and Tyler, we were talking about this earlier as to whether or not Z Sneaker has officially said it. My only thing is now that I'm really looking into it is the fact that we got that SKU code for the shoe. I think that's going to be it. I think
Mm.
that's going to be it.
Right.
I'm sure, like, you know well, they don't piggyback, but a lot of times when Z Sneakerhead posts stuff, you'll get like the video from Sneaker Files talking about it. So I'm sure we'll see in the Sneaker Files video that he puts out here soon, because I know he's going to do one with all the information that's come out of different shoes. But I'm sure he'll talk about it in there. And that's actually he was the first one to say that more than likely we were going to get for the reimagined Black Toes, Air Jordan written on the side instead of the Wings logo.
Right.
So
Can we talk about that real quickly?
yeah, we can go to that.
All right. So I'm all about that Air Jordan 1, right? With Jordan on there, opposed to the Jumpman symbol, right? The original one. And the reason why, because that was a sample pair. That was a pair that, you know, Jordan only took a photo in. And I think Nike is doing a really good job of giving us something that we've never had our hands on that was obtainable, was that sample pair. So that I love it. A lot of people saying they not for it. They don't like it because it just looks odd to them. And for me, again, I want something that everybody cannot have, that we wanted way back then, that we have an opportunity to get now. I'm all for it. 100% in.
I think that that shoe is iconic with that Air Jordan on the side. Like that photo, that's a famous photo, just like the one of what we now know to be the Jumpman silhouette, where Michael Jordan is doing the Jumpman pose with the Chicago skyline in the background during the
Yes.
sunset. Right?
Yes.
That photo is iconic because you see that a lot. And that shoe itself, I mean, that's technically what could have been put out there had they not come out with the Wings logo. Right? And
Yes.
that's really what that is supposed to represent. The prototype. That's what it is. We're getting the prototype Black Toes.
Yes.
And to me, I don't know, maybe they need to call it the reimagined prototypes or something like that. I don't know. But to me, like that's pretty dope in my opinion. What you think on
Facts.
that?
Mr. Thing, what you think?
I think it's pretty dope as well. Um, and you nailed it. It is iconic. You know, yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
That's
that
look.
come on,
That's a
man.
must. That's a
Man,
must throw copper on my book.
First off,
that's a
okay,
must
first
cop.
off, it's all leather, so you don't have that issue, right? It looks just like the original Black Toes. All they did was they took the Wings logo off and wrote
Yes.
Air Jordan on the side, and people are trying to hate on that. It's
Correct.
wild to me.
Correct.
This
It's
gonna
wild to
sell out.
me.
This gonna
Oh,
sell out.
Oh yeah,
It's
oh yeah.
we don't like it, but it's gonna sell out.
Well,
Yeah.
and if it don't,
instant,
that's cool.
instant, instant. So, but what's the price on these? This is going to segue us into another thing because the black cement threes. Before we move off of that guy, and there it is. There's the iconic photo we're talking about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yes.
There it
Yep.
is. Now, now they probably won't do this, but before we talk about these, oh, and there's the pricing too. That we was talking about this
We
earlier
were
though.
talking about it
But
earlier. I can't
imagine
see
had
it.
they done. Imagine though. Imagine had they done these as an 85 high.
Oh, this will be a
Imagine the
quadruple up.
reimagine was an 85. So it's everything you see as an 85 high. First off, they charging at least 230. That's where I think they starting at. It probably even 250.
Oof.
But bro, as an 85 high, black toe, reimagine.
I'll have to grab it.
But
I will have.
the price, 180. They're not changing the price on these
Yo,
black
that's
toe
dope.
reimagines.
That's dope.
But the black cement threes are gonna run us 220, guys. What do we think about these prices?
So I'll say this: prices are outrageous. They're not getting outrageous. They're absolutely outrageous. If Nike is going to charge us, you said 230, 225?
Two
For
twenty.
the black cement threes reimagines,
Yes.
220. 220 on those.
220. They need to give us tier one leather. Everything better be super supple on that silhouette. I'm talking about high end quality. I don't even want an A- grade leather. I want nothing but tier one leather quality. It would have to be, you know, when we talk about the insoles, when we talk about the midsoles, definitely have to be that thermoplastic polyurethane type quality. We need something like that for comfortability and also for strength. So it just won't fall apart real easy. We need that. We need a tight build.
Hang tag. We also need special packaging. We need to get some
Facts.
special packaging there. You know what I mean? Because that was the talk, if you remember, with the 11s that dropped last year, the gratitudes. We was going to get a hang tag and all that.
No.
So
No.
we'll see a hang tag, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to give us on there. But I think with, the price increases that they're doing, in my opinion, has become a disservice to them on some of the shoes out here. Like the white cement threes that just dropped last year, they were 210. Now black cement threes, you're pretty much building them just like last year's reimagined shoe, but now you're increasing the price by $10.
Yep.
You're
Same
not
mold.
increasing. Now I'm not complaining. You're not increasing the prices on the black toes, but the Jordan 4s now you've raised up in price as well. Like, make it make sense.
It's what's
100%.
hot. Go ahead, Mr. Think.
100%. And we were chatting about this earlier, Lewis. These right here,
Mm-hmm.
210. The reimagines, like you said, I got them over there in the box. These Fears, 210. Nike jumped from 210 to 220. They could have went 215. They could have just hit us with $5. They didn't. They didn't. They just jumped, right? And I agree with you. I do believe that it is doing them a disservice. I don't want to get off topic, but I do want to submit this question to you. Because remember, Nike increased the Air Jordan 1. We know the Jordan 1 is our favorite kick. Me, Lewis. So, do you think Nike increasing the Jordan 1 up to 180 did a disservice to the Jordan 1 at all?
I think
Mm.
I know people complained about it, but I think it's that first digit of the 3. It's still 1 something, right? So I think that still has people like, all right, well, all right, I can do it. It's when you get the 2 something that now we're starting to push it, right? Because now look, right? We got J Balvin 3s dropping this year, 250.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
in year 4s this year, 250. I'm in year 3s dropping this year, 250. Right? Yeah, you got a lot of shoes now dropping 250. What was it? Foam posits. Now foam posits have always been, I believe, 240. Right? We got the eggplant joints dropping.
Yep.
So that 200 number starts to do a few things to some people. Once you start hearing, you're like, I don't know. But if it's, if it's a unique enough looking shoe, a lot of times it'll push enough people over the edge to go get it. You know what I mean? But
right.
Damn. I mean, if we see, well, okay, because the 85 highs, right? 200 for 85 highs, right? Real quick plug. These are the giveaway shoe I'm doing for hitting 1,000 subs. So
good work.
You guys need to go ahead and check that video out that I just posted reviewing these and how you can win. For those of you in the chat trying to get up in there, but yeah, man, those are already 200. Could we see those go to 210? And then the Jordan 1 move up to some point 185, 190? The Spider-Man ones that dropped, they were 200, remember?
I do.
The newer ones, the 2.0s.
The 2.0s.
I'm not talking about the first ones, the 2.0s that dropped.
Mm-hmm.
You got there we go. See, I got them too. See now, but there's a lot going on with that shoe, right? It's a part of a movie. You got glowing outsole on there. You
Yes,
know, the only thing we didn't get with that was a special box
we did not. We did
or
not.
some extra. I don't think it came with extra laces either, right?
No,
It
nope.
didn't.
Yeah,
Hmm.
nah. We
Nope.
just got some patchworks on there.
So I want to say this to you, gentlemen, right?
Yep.
I'm excited about this Black Toe Reimagine, but here's what I'm asking Nike to do. We need the shattered backboard quality on this silhouette.
I take that.
Mm.
I take that.
I'm talking about we need that butter. I'm talking about that butter that's just gonna melt. Cold, hot weather, it don't matter. We need that shattered backboard quality. We need it. Now we're gonna get
Man,
it. That's a whole nother story.
I'm trying to figure out why they gave us the leather quality on that shoe and nothing else. Really.
Facts.
Like I'm not understanding that because they were the normal Jordan 1 price at the time, were they not? They weren't any special pricing, correct?
Nope, it was not. No, no.
So
It
I'm
never
not
made sense to me either. I've had that
right.
conversation with my brother Purple Case, and it's baffling. It's baffling.
Well,
So you mean to tell me the Chicago's, the Breads cannot get that type of leather quality still to this day? It absolutely is baffling. It's crazy. And this is why I say again, what Nike is doing, they're missing their cue. Like I really feel like Air Jordan 1 should be 160. And if you're gonna give us like a specialty box, higher quality, put it at the 180. I think that's fair.
mm,
That's what I believe is fair because Air Jordan 1s ain't popping off anymore. If you really think about it, they just not. That 160, 150 would be absolutely dope. But that 160, I get it. 160 be real good.
so real quick, we got here from hopefully I'm saying this right. Stezo underscore 68. We just got this shoe in 2018. If they're gonna put the reimagined spin on them, then make them suede or nubuck. So you got some people out there that wanted it. They wanted it
Yes.
that way.
Yeah.
And see, I wouldn't have been mad at it that way. I would
Yep.
not have been. I think it, it's so wild if they gave us a leather bread 4 and then a nubuck door buck black cement 3.
Yep.
Just reverse them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? I would have been pretty good. What else we got here? What we got? Someone asked, didn't the Lost and Founds cost 190? So these reimagined black toes came down in price. Oh, that's a good question. Did they cost 190?
Man, you know what?
Anybody in the chat know that? Anybody in the chat
I'm
know
checking right
if the
now.
reimagined ones were 190? That's a good question.
Hold on, I'm checking right now.
Yeah, let's definitely got to verify that. Shoot. Because I could have sworn they were at the 180 price tag. Anybody in the chat? What's going on, everybody in chat? Thank you for tapping in. Let's see here. What does it say?
No, it says that
They're
no
180.
2022 180.
180. Yep, 180. I'm looking at
Yeah,
it
it was
right here on
180.
StockX. Yep,
Yeah,
180.
180.
180. Yeah. Here we go. Yep, Santi had it 180. There we go.
To my brother Keys, man.
My boy Keys, what's going? Oh wow.
Yeah, that's his trademark.
Yeah.
Let's go.
What's going on, bro? Thank you for tapping in with us, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, before we go ahead and move on to the next thing, because we've been on the thing with the money and all that.
Yeah, we have.
I do want to say this, right? When it comes down to this whole reimagined series, I think people need to understand how special of a series this is because I don't think we're ever going to see these again. Like
Ooh.
these shoes are going to be like one of ones in terms of yeah, they had their release. There's a lot of stock on them, but I don't see Jordan Brand down the road like doing another reimagined series of these OG silhouettes that popped off. So in things like the Royal Reimagines and stuff like that, like it's wild because a lot of people want when we get suede, they want it to be good quality suede, and I feel
Yes.
like I haven't heard of any QC issues on the shoe. Now, not a ton of people went out and bought them, so maybe that's why that hasn't popped off like that. But at the same time, everybody I've seen with them, the suede has been really nice. And it's a mixture of suede and nubuck, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mixture of suede and nubuck. Like you're never gonna see that again. You know, to me, like it's almost
Mm.
like a history piece because there's shoes that released from Jordan Brand and Nike that will probably never be released ever again. Would you guys agree with that?
Absolutely.
So I have a
So
question for both of you gentlemen, right?
go ahead.
So we already know we have the whole reimagined thing. Have you ever thought about why we only have one lost and found, and we have cousins, sisters, and brothers to the lost and found? Have you guys ever thought about that?
What do you mean by sisters and brothers?
Because you have lost and found
Okay.
and reimagined things.
Well, let's back up real quick because technically they
Okay.
changed the name on the threes
Okay.
because they were supposed to be. Because if you recall, we got the distress box and all
Yes.
that with the white cement three. So they were initially being nicknamed Lost and Found threes, and then they changed it up.
Right.
So, but they still came with the distress box, the aging and all that. We just
Yes.
didn't get the the mom and pop receipt in them, right? But
Correct.
technically, those were also supposed to be like a lost and found, and then now the other ones, yeah, reimagined. Now the satin breads, technically that's a shoe we got before as a sample pair in men's, but then they released it as a women's shoe, which
Yes.
yeah, that was just a technical reimagine. You know what? Real quick, before I move off of that, you realize that they did reimagine of the breads twice. The patent leather ones, which we
Oh,
found out were actually a so the patent leather breads. We found out after the fact that that was actually a part of the reimagined series,
Right.
and then they hit us with the women's satin breads.
so let me say this. But if it doesn't have the reimagined name behind it, we can't consider it a reimagine. I mean, I understand what you're saying, like what was supposed to happen but didn't happen. But to me, the patent breads are not a reimagine because it doesn't, or lost and found, it doesn't fall into that category because it doesn't hold that title.
You're saying the lost and founds don't fall into a
No, no,
reimagined
no, no,
title?
no, no. What I'm saying is,
Go
I'm
ahead.
saying, or I'm saying because of the the sorry, the satin breads, right? We have the satin breads and we have the patent leather breads, right? I don't
Mm-hmm.
consider those to be a part of the reimagined thing, which falls under the lost and found thing because it doesn't hold that title. I know what was supposed to happen, but it technically didn't happen. That name stamp wasn't on it. How do you guys feel about that?
Hold on real quick. I see somebody in the chat want to talk about the Trump singers. Don't worry, that
Oh,
topic is
that's
coming
coming.
up.
Yeah.
That is coming up,
It's
guys. Don't
coming.
you
It's
worry
coming,
about that.
fam.
We're
It's
gonna get
Yeah.
into
coming.
those. We're gonna get into those real quick. But I see where you're coming from, and that's why people are on the fence about that shoe being part of the reimagined series.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm most of what I'm saying is coming off of the Jordan 1 guru, Mr. Unloved Ones, who came out and said that they actually are a part of it. Now, whether or not they were never advertised that way, 100% agree with you in that sense. So it was something that was said after the fact. But yeah, I still think people don't, I would agree, people still don't really consider it to be a part of the reimagined series like that. I agree.
Right.
Correct.
Same here. Yep.
Okay.
But
Per-
we've been talking about money and all that. So something else we gotta definitely talk about here that's been going on, and that is some of these sales numbers that have popped off. Let me see. Here we go. Can we see that in close? Can you guys see that on your side? Okay, or
Yeah, I can see
Oh,
it.
there we go. There we go. I was able to zoom in a little bit. So, this revenue growth we have here from New Balance that just got announced, so it says here in 2018, New Balance set their sights on reaching 7 billion in sales for 2023. So they came just under it, 6.5 billion. But as far as the major brands out there, their growth was actually the best according to this graph.
Hmm.
You see Nike there is in third place. Why do you think this has actually been happening? I want to get your thoughts on it, and I got my own.
Mr. Thing?
Um, I have not studied this particular chart. Um, I was talking to Lewis about this earlier. Um, so my opinion on it wasn't. It was going off of just my opinion. It wasn't anything factual. But I was telling him that I don't know if there's an age difference, with New Balance to where like from what I see personally, and I'm not saying New Balance don't make any good sneakers, but from what I see personally is I see a lot of older people. Like if I was to think of just to use a 65-year-old person who's going to try to find a quality sneaker for their feet, I don't personally think a 65-year-old person is going to look at a Jordan 1 and be like, let me get those. I think they will lean towards um, that New Balance, or Asics or something like that. So I'm not sure if the Nike brand is targeting more like that younger crowd, younger generation, and they're kind of limiting their total adjustable market by kind of appealing to. And I mean, we're not even young anymore, right? But that's that's pretty much my take on that.
Okay. So I want everybody to understand something. First, when we're looking at this chart, we're talking about growth. We're not talking about in terms of sales and who made more money. Let me first clarify this chart.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, with New Balance, right? New Balance appealed to a whole new wider audience about 3-4 years ago. So New Balance became popular because they were still using the same absolute silhouette, but they were
Mm.
putting higher end quality on those silhouettes, and those silhouettes were not absolutely being sold for the same price as Nike. Now, New Balance has absolutely increased in their pricing. Why? Because of popularity. So when it comes in terms of demographics and age wise, New Balance has a much wider audience now, from, like you said, 65-year-olds to even 12-year-olds, because they're comfortable and they have a swag to them now. They're just not your grandmamas and grandfathers' shoe to walk on the lake and hold hands and throw food to pigeons, right? So we gotta look at that. Nike is messing themselves up, and we talked about that. They're charging too much. So when shoes cost 250, 220, we want them, we're salivating for them, but we like, yo, I gotta pay a bill. So when we talk about on a global scale, Nike is still very dominant. But when we're talking about in terms of growth wise, they're losing their audience, and other organizations and companies are absolutely gaining. Now, Puma, really quickly, Puma number one person they are absolutely putting their all money in is Alonzo Ball. Their focus right now is athletic.
Lamelo.
LaMelo,
Lamelo,
thank
yeah,
you. Thank you.
Lamelo,
LaMelo,
yeah,
thank you. I get them mixed up. That's what they're focused on, right? So they're focused on the athletic brand, okay? And Adidas, without Kanye, Adidas has to realign. They have to do something different because they're not capturing the audience they need to here in the States. Now
correct.
overseas, people love the nostalgia vibe of the Adidas, to include a lot of people have a misunderstanding about Adidas. When we talk about global domination of sports wise, it's absolutely Adidas. But we're talking about as a luxury brand, kick brand, man, Adidas has some nice stuff out there, but it's just not being pushed out there to the market enough. Even with their Gucci line wear they have, right? They Dapper Dan wear, but
Right.
they're losing their audience because they need to re-innovate. They need to have better sneakers. They need to do something different.
Right. And Josiah Keys, he was definitely hitting us with some stuff here. He said New Balance target audience has changed.
Yep.
Says here, Nike target audience is the athletes, runners, and sports enthusiasts, Gen Z.
Yep.
And then we got New Balance is about comfort, but they're making fashionable shoes now.
Yes.
And then Matthew Roberts here says Nike is still number one. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been really thinking about this myself as far as New Balance is concerned, and they've been putting together a lot of collabs. The other thing is I was having a conversation about this earlier with some people, and it's interesting because New Balance actually charges about they've got sneakers that go for about $170, $180, right?
Yes.
So when you think about the platform Nike actually ran off of for the longest time, it was actually scarcity, right? And so now you have scarcity going on, and what and the price is going up. So now the shoes are already hard to get, right? For the most part. Then you add prices going up. To me, I feel like a lot of people started to make an about face and go, okay, well, what else is out here? And then on top of the fact that you're getting some really good materials on a lot of these New Balance sneakers that they've been putting out that come under a Jordan 3, come under the pricing of a Jordan 4, and a lot of times, let's, pivoting to a different shoe just real quick. I've done reviews on a lot of the airships that dropped, and the quality we get on an airship sneaker, that leather a lot of times is better than a Jordan 1 that's $40 more expensive. That's that right. Yeah, that's one of them right there. So I think their growth has to do a lot with their marketing, and as Josiah Key said, their target audience has changed, right? They started to grow that way. They're more prominent now in basketball. They've obviously been a running shoe. The other thing we got to talk about is the fact that Nike's bread and butter, like we all talk about Jordans like that, but Nike's bread and butter has been running shoes, right? That's what they started off as, a running shoe company.
Yes.
And so what's not pictured on here is one of the companies out there actually taking away from Nike is Hoka.
Yep,
yes.
For sure.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They've been taking away market share from Nike as well. So with New Balance and Asics is another one to where Asics used to be like thought of as just a
lower New Balance model.
A pay less special type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and now even they've started to. Matter of fact, there was an Asics shoe that just dropped today. I can't remember what it is. If someone in the chat knows what it is, put it out there. But something just dropped today from Asics, and them things flew.
So let me say this. I'm glad you said that. Don't forget about the X-Men pack they dropped.
The X-Men
That's right.
collaboration.
Don't forget about the X-Men pack they dropped. And so low key, if you look at, I know it doesn't mean everything, but low key, if you look at the resale value on those and how limited they were, man, they did an absolute phenomenal job. Phenomenal job.
That's true.
And again, when it comes to branding, when it comes to collabs, when it comes to quality, they absolutely stepped it up last year. Like it was like, okay, hold on now, slow up,
That X-Men collab was the with the what is it? You got the card, you got the what is it? Hold up, Mr. Thing. I got some feedback from you, bro. I don't know what you just did. We got also the comic book that came with them.
Yes.
Remember that? And then you didn't know what shoe you actually got until you got it there and opened it.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
So Purple Haze and Mr. Think, we had this conversation before that dropped. Or what was it you, Mr. Think? It doesn't matter. But I said what Nike should do is they should give us a blind drop. Whatever that is, it could be, hey, it's going to be an Air Jordan 1, 12, 13, whatever, or don't tell us nothing. Just give us a straight blind drop. We won't even know the colorway, nothing. That would be absolute fire. This is why, again, I keep saying Nike needs to hire me because they are absolutely dropping the ball. I keep saying
We still have to put the caveat in there that Nike is still a juggernaut.
absolutely.
That is still number one out. And someone in the chat, right? He said that already. Matthew Roberts said it, right? Where's it?
Nike's number one.
The Nike is number one.
Right.
But even with that, guys, I think that I don't feel like Nike feels that they need to go to those. You know what? In their eyes, they probably look at that as gimmicks. They see it work. You know, they see it has its life. But I wonder if Nike views that as like a gimmick because they are so far ahead in terms of total sales.
You're right. You know, when Nike is ahead of sales, right? But we already know that Nike soon will be doing some layoffs, like 2% of their workforce. 2% does not sound like a lot, but if you go ahead and do the math and do the numbers, that's thousands of jobs lost because Nike, they're not selling out nearly as quickly or as fast as they used to. And part of it is pricing. Part of it is quality, which they have absolutely done a way better job in the past 2 years. Shout out to Nike for that. And then also, again, creativity. People are looking for creativity now. We don't want cookie cutter shoes no more. We want creativity. And that's why I think Nike has switched to the athletic side this year in terms of specifically Nike basketball because there's a market. They see that there's an uptrend market for that, so they're putting that tech right now into their athletic program.
All right. So let me ask you guys this question since you mentioned creativity. Same thing goes for you too, Lewis. So by Nike giving us as many retros as they're giving us this year, is that Nike giving us what we want? They're doing of what they know what works, or is that just primarily stemming from a lack of creativity, like what Jay Elevate's saying, to say, hey, the ideas aren't necessarily flowing, so boom, retro, boom, retro, boom, retro.
Well, here's been the complaint is that we've been getting a lot of retros and a lot of people complain about the colors of some of the retros that we get. For example, on the Jordan 1. Now, regardless of how you feel about it, like one of the shoes they put out was like that mauve colorway.
Yes.
That they did.
Yep.
Now, personally, I wasn't a fan of that.
Same.
I wasn't a fan of the mauves.
Me as well.
But you know, when you look at some of the other silhouettes now, this year we're getting about, I think it's probably about 10 different Jordan 4s. Okay. And I can actually bring that up here in a little bit. But those things are they're pretty much all going to move, in my opinion. You know, all those Jordan 4s are going to pretty much see sellouts. I think there's been a talk of, okay, like we talked about the scarcity thing, right? Like, yeah, Nike used to not give us a lot of pairs. And so the chatter got bigger and bigger, especially because of social media, that people were upset that they couldn't get their hands on because just like we've seen here with these Bread 4 Reimagines, there are people that are able to cop 5, 6, 7, 10 plus pairs.
Absolutely.
Right? Now, it used to be some of the even, you know, during the pandemic times, you had some of your general retro releases that would happen. And those were hard to come by too because of, you know, botting and so many people going after so many pairs. So Nike decided to up the stock to not only try to make people happy, but to combat resale, as they say.
Yep.
Okay?
Yes.
But those price increases have been turning people away. Okay? I feel like you know, we just named it off earlier ago. How many of these collabs were getting 250, 250, 250. These Black Cement Reimagines 220. You know, a lot and for the majority of people who are getting these things, which are adults, you know, a lot of parents I'm sure are looking at these prices like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get my kid this shoe. They're going to have to wait till Christmas time to see some of these sneakers. And
Right.
they're probably going to try to reach back on some of those shoes. And who knows what the costs are going to be at that point. It could be completely on sale or they could go through the roof. You know, but with inflation going on for a lot of people out, you know, for everybody, obviously, prices are going up everywhere on a lot of things. And for Nike to continue to raise prices, even though the market share is going down, and now they've had to lay off workforce in order to supplement things, which really doesn't still make sense when you consider the fact that they're number one over everybody else. But they honestly just want to make it so that they become almost untouchable, which I can understand.
So let me ask you this question, and you're right about that. Nike wants to become untouchable, which technically Nike still is untouchable, right? But we're not just going to talk about Nike so much. I want to talk about on a broader scale all shoe brands, right?
Mm-hmm.
All shoe brands, but of course Nike. They assisted in the reselling and resellers. They exploded that market. They assisted with that market. And what I mean by that is why they sent shoes to, you know, whether it's more hyped up YouTubers, they let them hype up the shoe for free. You know, they sent them stuff. So what Nike did, they created a whole nother entire segment with silhouettes. We already knew it was going on, but it wasn't like people were saying, hey man, I quit my 9 to 5, I can sell shoes, right? I can buy and sell shoes. All of those shoe brands, they absolutely assisted with the resale market. And this is why we have this going on today. This is why sneakers go up and they go down, because I feel like these companies are controlling the market, and what they're trying to do is get rid of the resale market. So they're okay with hurting themselves for a few years to get back on top to making more money, because they like, hey, if John over here is selling the shoe for 300 and they willing to pay 300, and while we selling for 180, I might as well go ahead and do 210 now.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true. So yeah, I'm sure they look at that and go, okay, I see that they're willing to pay these prices to go ahead and get this shoe.
Yeah.
And I think that's been the talk for a lot of people, is if we stop paying resale, those prices may end up coming down all around. But unfortunately, we live here in the United States, right? And there is a thing, as you know, there's the old saying, keeping up with the Joneses. That's a real old saying, right? There's
Right.
people that have and have nots. Let's be real. I would say at this point now, probably 80% of the people in the sneaker game are in it for the clout they perceive it to bring them.
And it goes right back to what I said, hype beast. There's a difference between hype beast, sneakerhead / enthusiast. Like, you know, this is exactly what I'm saying. I mean, you know, we there's different definitions of sneakerheads, and I accept that, and that's fine. But for me personally, it's all about what you like, not what the hype is about. Okay, like I love hype sneakers. Don't get me wrong, but there's some hype sneakers I was like, I'm good, I'm straight. Y'all can keep those. But there's sneakers out there that I like that people like, hey, bro, I ain't messing with that. Like the airships. And I want to say this to everybody, right? Where do you think the Air Jordan 1 came from? Here's the blueprint right here, the airship. So the airships do not do well on the resale market because people are like, that's terrible. Well, guess what? This was the sneaker that created the Air Jordan 1 that people was paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a day still to this day on the resale market. This is your blueprint.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
when we talk about sneaker history, man, like I'm talking about, let me take you to school. Let me take you
Yeah.
to school.
Yeah, for real. For real.
You see Key's comment?
Yeah, I'm about to read it right
That's my
now.
brother right there.
Before Asics, New Balance, and Skechers are making new waves with their new target audience, Gen Z. Because they didn't grow up on Jordan and Kobe, they're growing up on Trippie Redd and their rappers. Yeah,
That's
that
facts.
that is facts. That is
Facts.
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 That's what they're growing up on. Yeah,
Yep.
and they're gonna try to match what it is they're wearing out here. That's true. That's very true. Very
Good
true.
info, bro. Real good info.
Yeah, man.
Real good
Very
info.
true.
We hit an hour on the stream. I had 2 more topics written down.
Man,
3
we still
actually.
going. Ain't no one said we only had to do an hour.
Well, yeah, I know.
Let's
I
go.
might
Let's
I might have to
go,
do a little
bro.
dipset, but
All right.
but
Well, look, I know we wanted to look. We you know what? Since we talking about the price of these sneakers, there's one shoe we definitely got to get into real quick here.
Oh yeah, Elliot. I love Hewings too. Yeah, for sure.
yeah,
Definitely
Absolutely.
gonna get in
Elliott's
here.
my guy.
Yeah, for sure. Man, the Hewings back in the, especially if you from New York. Oh my God,
Oh,
yeah.
bro, don't get me started on my mustard Ewings, bro. Don't get me
Man,
started
if
on
you
those.
from New, I'm not from New York, but I know if you from New York, bruh, Hewings was like crazy hard. Yeah.
All right. So let me share my screen here. This is gonna be.
Hey, DJ Tyler Radio, bro. I picked up the Powerpuff Girls, man. Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie. Now, I love Bubbles, man. My Bubble pair is dope.
The Trump sneakers, guys.
Your Uncle Donald.
Okay.
First off, not for nothing, I didn't even think he was going to show up. I didn't even think he was going to show up to the event, but the fact that he did was surprising to me. But I'm going to let you guys go ahead and kick it off with your thoughts on this.
Mr. Think, go ahead.
All right. If this is a publicity stunt for Trump to think that he's going to magically capture some ethnic votes because he created this sneaker, and I've already seen more than one article that was, kind of saying this is genius. Trump understands culture. You know, Trump is a businessman, right? He's a businessman. And from what I've been following on him, he's going to owe some people a lot of money. So, businessmen are going to do what businessmen do, and their job is to raise capital, right? So I don't necessarily think that him creating this sneaker is going to earn some sort of ethnic votes, flying towards him. As a culture of people, you have all types of people that do like sneakers. It's not just us, right? So this isn't going to. I don't think this is going to be like some major move for him politically. I also watched a video. Was it with DNA?
Yeah.
I want to say it was DNA. Where obviously, like you said, he came through and one of them had the shoes on, and guess what? It's already getting hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Jay, what you got?
So this is a short-term fix. Okay, this is a short-term silhouette. It's selling for 5,000 now, and then tomorrow, within a few months, is going to be right back at like $200, something like that. For example, I don't want the sneaker, even though this might be a popular sneaker in some people's eyes. Like I said, I don't care about the hype. I care about if I like the sneaker or not. And Mr. Think, exactly what you said, man. If this is some type of political game, which I'm not going to speak on, it don't work. All right. In my opinion, I mean, he's a businessman and he knows how to make money. At the end of the day, he knows how to make money, and that's what he's doing. And just like you said, where your kicks, bro, like, hey, he's a businessman. He owes money. And so what he's going to do, he's going to do what he needs to do to ensure that, he stays within the power that he has, which is being financial, having that financial power. That's how I see it.
So real quick, let me go here into the comments. Let's see here. Josiah, your boy Josiah Keys goes, I've been waiting to hear actual sneakerheads on this. I feel like he will actually get votes based on this. Remember, Gen Z is out eating Tide Pods.
All right, Keys.
Hey, that's my brother, man. That's
Yo,
my brother.
Yeah, we got Matthew Roberts says, yeah, Jordan said Republicans buy sneakers too, 100%.
Yep.
What else we got here? DJ Tyler, he says, I'm not going to lie. I do like the T on it, just something different from the swoosh and N from New Balance.
Okay.
And then we got one more comment here. He says, they can keep the Trump dumps.
hey Keys. I think Keys is on to something, with that one.
Well, I look at it like this. First off, let's just back up. Politics aside, what did him actually bring in this sneaker? First off, him going to the sneaker con, number one, did what? It put his name all over the news, right? Yeah. It got more eyes back on talking about Donald Trump. And good, bad, or indifferent, no matter what news station you subscribe to, they were all talking about this. One side says this is great, another side says this is ridiculous. The sneakers themselves are definitely going to be a major talking point because, not for nothing, I can't remember the last time we had a president with any type of, or former president rather, with any type of memorabilia out there that we were even really discussing like that. Now, when President Obama got elected, right, there were obviously a ton of people going out there buying his memorabilia because he was the first ever black president. But in this case here, I mean, not for nothing, it makes me laugh, honestly, because he's just trying all types of ways he can to get in front of people and put his name out there. Now, there are those that we saw in that picture, right, where it had two J's. It had DJ at the DNA show. And who else was in there? There's a couple other prominent resellers in there and stuff like that. I mean, it brought, first off, there's people that have never even heard of SneakerCon that now know about it because Trump was there. And so once
Absolutely.
again, it did what it was supposed to do overall. Now, the fact that he was charging $400 for the shoe and people were buying it, I mean, and then somebody paid $9,000 for an actual signed pair. Okay, let's remove the fact that it's Donald Trump. Okay? To have a president come out with a sneaker and his signature on it, and then be able to say you own that. I mean, let's say it's all a president we liked, okay, and didn't have all this different kind of controversy out there. You don't think a lot of people wouldn't be trying to go after that shoe?
So again, that's the great thing about being a sneakerhead. It's whatever you can resonate with. That's why, being a sneakerhead is so great, because fashion is absolutely in the eye of the beholder. What do you think fashion is? Do you want to stand out being different? So if whoever paid $9,000 for that means it really meant a lot to them. And hey, listen, shout out to them. That's on them. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's what made them happy. Right?
Well, real quick, right? Not to cut you off, but I did see one person actually throw these on feet, but it's an ugly looking shoe. Like, I don't like the gold. I don't like it. It's an ugly looking shoe. But at the same time, I could see this being a mantelpiece.
Right.
Right. Would you agree?
No, totally. And I wanted to piggyback on that real quick. You get back to your point. If anybody would like to send me that shoe to review and try it on foot, and I can show you what it,
He said, I want to
what
try
it do.
It on foot. You want to try it on foot?
I will give you the review.
Yeah, you know what they're gonna say? We'll send it to you for $2K because that's what they're reselling for right now on eBay, bro. $2,000.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Trump he got a ton of people that love him. Whether you're a
It's
sneakerhead or
true.
not, like you said, this is gonna be a memorable piece, and that people who have the
You
finances
said
like
it,
that,
low
they'll
key.
cop it. Yeah, they'll cop it just because sneakerhead or not. Yeah, they'll go ahead and get that. They'll frame it and absolutely signed
Yeah.
pair. Oh yeah, of course,
Oh yeah.
of course.
Oh yeah.
They'll eat that up all day. Nothing. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
no doubt about it.
Oh
No
yeah.
doubt. And I
But
mean, nothing for nothing. Like I said, I'm not a fan of the actual shoe itself, so I can't speak on the comfort because I haven't had it on foot. So I mean, I did say it's getting hyped already, but look, if that person actually likes the shoe, if they like it, they like it.
Yep.
You know, but as I stated before, he's a businessman. You mentioned he's getting views, he's getting attention, he's getting publicity. He's smart. He knows what he's doing. He got a whole team behind him that's marketing this thing, and it's brilliant actually.
and like
Yep.
I was talking to you guys earlier, apparently there's like two other sneakers that he's got as well. And unfortunately, for those of you in the chat, I was not able to find them to bring them on here, but I could have sworn I seen that somewhere. But in any case, I do want to move on because a topic we got to get into is Adidas basketball
Mm.
and the waves that they have actually been able to make with some of these shoes out here. So I already got the website here queued up, and
Yes.
what is all this? I don't want none of that. Let me go ahead and bring these up. So the AE ones, and we got this cloud white color here with some glow on it. We got one here with some chameleon coloring, which not for nothing. I
I
think
had peeped those.
that color blocking is dope.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had peeped those.
Yep.
And then we got this blue. I also saw that they're coming out with a black color as well
Okay.
in these. But what do you guys think? And the other shoe that's been doing real well is what is it? The Dame 8s.
Yeah.
That's another one that's actually been doing really well.
Oh,
But what do you
boy.
guys think as far as with New Balance and how they've been starting to slowly take over in basketball?
Well, I'll say this: it's an open market for them, right? When they signed Kawhi Leonard, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They signed their first real big NBA. I'm gonna say Kawhi Leonard is a superstar, which he should be in the talk for MVP running. But okay, we're gonna get back to the subject. It's an open market, and again, we talked about New Balance right now. Their marginal value has increased over the years, over the past like 2-3 years. So what they're doing is this is an untapped market for them. This is like, hey, we're attracting new customers. So let's go ahead and open up a market that we've never really truly, took a dab in and took a stab at. And look what's going on. Like, again, I feel like this year, a lot of companies are really focused on the athletic side because this is where the market is really going, is getting geared towards because of the NBA.
Well, the NBA used to always be where a lot of people look for the hottest sneaker to try to get.
Right.
It used to always be that way,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
so that's where the whole concept of Jordans came out. But you also had like taking it back to the '90s, like the Barclays, the CB94. That was a big one.
Yep.
Believe it or not, like depending on how you feel about it, Shaq sneakers used to move a little bit. The
Yep.
Reebok used to be like almost on the same level as a Nike,
Especially the
almost,
classics. The
right?
classics.
Reebok used to have a ton of athletes rocking their shoes like that, and you remember in a lot of the old movies that dealt with like athletics. And when I say old, I'm talking about like through the '90s and probably died off more so in the 2000s. But you used to see a lot of Reebok gear. You weren't seeing a lot of Nike gear. You weren't seeing a lot of Adidas gear. You were seeing a ton of Reebok. And matter of fact, I think the NFL used to be sponsored by Reebok, if I'm not mistaken. It used to be a lot of Reebok wear on like the jerseys and stuff like that. So the fact that Adidas has really been pushing this wave now in basketball, which is ultimately kind of ironic, right? Seeing as how they missed out on Michael Jordan all those years
Hmm.
ago, right? And so now you're talking how many years later, and here they are making their push in the basketball wave, and Nike's now trying to find ways to catch up, even though they're still number one. The the growth, right? That's why that graphic was focused on the rate of growth, not so much where the sales are, because the sales will still show Nike's above it all, but the rate of growth is showing that these other companies out here are really starting to pass them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
And and
Absolutely.
and the sneaker I got out right now, the Hardens, and there's
Hmm.
like a ton of colorways supposed to be coming out with this shoe, and there's a lot of people excited to get this shoe. And look at the price tag, 160,
Right.
160 on there.
Now, one thing that I do know, what's happening within these sneakers, is the technology is definitely improving and changing. So, did you guys happen to see? I believe Sniper put it up. Lewis, I don't think you put it up. Do you guys happen to see that new design for the Jordan 4? Did you guys happen to see that?
Oh,
You
Yes.
know
You
what I'm
talk
talking
about
about?
the web. The web.
Yeah, yeah, though. Yep,
no,
The
not that
web.
one. There's the web, and then
yeah,
but there's like a low top.
yeah. I was talking about the web one. Now I didn't even see the low top. If you can
Yes, the
find that,
web.
Okay, the web.
but
Yeah,
but yeah, it
yeah,
was like a web, like a netting all the way around it. And so once again, like I said, I understand. The technology is changing. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because once again, back in the day when we were younger, wearing these kicks, right or wrong, we used to hoop in our J's. You know what I mean? That was our basketball sneaker.
Yeah, because back then, I mean, back then there was a true separation between quality and regular and just lower models. Now you're starting to see all of these other companies, they're right on Nike's heels when it comes to technology, comfort. I mean, they're right there. And with a lower price point, this is why sales are down and other people's sales are starting to go up.
Right.
Let's be honest. That's where it comes down to. So now it becomes to the point where it's like, who has the best technology? And then let's be honest, most people when they look for a shoe, whether it's a sneaker, whatever it may be, styling is first, comfort is two, tech is three, generally. Now, if you're on a basketball court, that's something totally different.
Yep. I can see that.
Well, that's why a lot of them were wearing Kobe's.
Correct.
A lot of them were wearing
Yes.
the Kobe sneakers because of the performance
Hmm.
in
Yep.
there. But Kobe's are hard to get.
So I will tell you guys, probably on Sunday or Monday, I'm gonna give you guys the Kobe 8 Court Purple review. And I'm breaking down the tech in that.
Nice.
I'm
Okay.
glad you
Nice.
said that.
All right. We look forward to that for
Yes,
real.
Yep.
sir.
But if when it comes to the technology Nike puts out in their basketball shoes and what's going on now as far as Adidas starting to take over, there was another brand that did do almost the same thing, right? They were taking basketball by storm. Can you guys guess what that brand is I'm talking about?
So
Taking
give
basketball.
me the era.
Uh, See, if I give you the error, it might give it away. If I give you the error, it might give it away. It's
Oh
not,
man.
but it's not that far off.
Hmm.
So it depends, but I'm gonna absolutely I might be wrong because I'm thinking Adidas.
No.
Okay, so I'm thinking of the era. So
All right, here we go. Here we go. If I give you this name, Skip to my Lou,
Reebok.
hot sauce,
whew,
Escalade, half
street
men, half
ballers,
amazing. I'm
street
talking
ballers,
about and one,
And
yep,
one.
street
and
ballers.
one. was
Yeah.
a wave with the street ball mixtapes,
Yeah.
the clothing. Remember, it had the trash
That's
talk
right.
clothes.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
They had
right.
a sneaker line.
Ah,
Matter of fact,
yeah.
Vince Carter won the slam dunk contest in a pair of Air One sneakers, bro.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you all recall that, and one, there we go in the chat. Yeah, my guy Elliot Armstrong, Josiah Keith. Yeah, and one was a major wave,
That's true. Yep.
right? Then they had the whole basketball tour. Remember, they were even featured on ESPN, where you
Yeah.
were following around as a like reality show. Like they had their wave, but Nike came back strong with just one commercial. If you all recall that commercial, they put out their own street ball commercial where the all the music and stuff like that was actually being made using the bouncing of the basketball.
Yes.
You heard the
Yeah.
screeching of the
Yeah,
sneakers
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
had the guy break dancing with the ball and all that, and it's like in one false swoop that commercial just kind of brought it all the way back over to Nike's side.
Yeah.
Right now, in this case here, I don't know if they can do it in that fashion. I think it's going to be a more long-term plan they're going to need to have in order to focus things back over to them, as far as in the Nike, the basketball market is concerned.
Mm.
But what do you think about that?
I agree with you 100%. But again, it is going to come down to styling, tech, and really pricing. You know, does somebody want to pay $300 to hoop on a basketball court with a pair of shoes? I mean, $300 shoes. I mean, it's some people out there. You know, obviously, yeah. But for the mass market, no. So yeah, styling, comfort, tech, and pricing will play a major role in the success on the athletic side.
We go, my man Josiah Key goes, I was watching Grant Hill commercials before that.
Yeah.
I remember them Grant Hill Filas, man.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
was trying to get their hands on those.
Absolutely.
Everybody was trying to get their hands on
Oh,
those.
absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Shoot. And those were actually really nice. Those were really nice, the Grant Hill Filas. Too bad he got injured though. And that kind of
Hurt his career.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That hurt his career.
Same thing with Penny Hardaway.
That's
Yeah.
another one. Are
Yeah.
we supposed to be getting the penny phone posits this year?
On the 29th, we're supposed to be or the 28th, you getting the eggplant phone posits.
Yeah, he definitely wanted to show those again.
Listen.
Them joints
Listen,
dope.
I'm
You dropping that review?
already dropped it. It's already
Yeah,
out.
we got it.
All
Yep.
right. Gotta go
Yeah,
check that
it's-
out then.
I was a Penny fan. When Penny was out, when he came out, Anthony Penny Hardaway, that was my favorite player in the league, man. Like Penny was definitely the man in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like Penny he took it to another level for newer players at that time. Wasn't better than Jordan, man. Come on now. But Penny definitely was an animal. He was an animal.
So who do you think? Because LeBron's on year 21, and we kind of jumping a little bit here, but who do you think takes over as far as basketball's guy once he's gone?
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I feel like Jokic is he's not my favorite player, but Jokic is the most complete player in the league.
Okay. The problem with Jokic is marketability.
Facts.
So when we talking about someone face to the league, we're talking about marketability, obviously play, the possibility of them actually winning a championship. I mean, at the time, I honestly thought, a lot of people thought it was going to be, who's my man down in New Orleans?
You're talking about Zion Williams.
Yeah,
Zion.
They thought
You
Zion
thought it
was
was
going
be
to be
Zion.
the guy. Honestly, I liked Ja Morant's game better than him. And I thought with the way Ja was playing that we could see a time where he ends up having a run as a face. But then unfortunately he came across all those issues. So I don't know how the league's going to go about marketing him. Although, well, no, because when you think back to Iverson, I mean, he had his issues, but we didn't have social media like that.
Right.
So,
Right.
yeah.
And
So
Josiah Keys hit it right. He just said, "Hey, Giannis." He said, "Hey, if it's not gonna be Jokic, I mean, it's Giannis."
Giannis,
I can
you think so?
I can see Giannis, but futuristically speaking, I think they're prepping Wemby for that. Futuristically
Oh,
speaking,
Wimby.
Wemby. Okay.
futuristically speaking, because I'm right there with you. I would say Ja. I would definitely say because it was Zion, the man couldn't stay healthy, and then John Morant just came up and just took that right on over. But because of his
Hmm.
issues, that kind of puts him aside.
But look what Zion is doing this year, though. Look what he's doing, man. He beast in the league still.
Bro,
But
I
Zion, but the problem is that even the league knows he's overweight. He's
hey, yo,
overweight.
Okay.
And let's okay. The last the last big dude that they marketed to an extent like that was Shaq,
right.
Mm.
right?
Okay.
But Shaq was a center.
Yes.
So and centers used to be the face of the league. Shaquille O'Neal, Dikembe Mutombo, guys like them. They used to be the face of the leagues. And Jordan came along, the guard position, the small forward position, like LeBron plays. You know what I mean? That started to become the new face. And then like with Steph Curry and like Dame shooting it from like half court and all that, that's kind of like been the wave of the league right now. But when we're talking about just a player with a complete game that the league can get behind and market out there like that,
Hmm,
I
hmm.
mean, there's a lot of negative controversy around him in the sense that he's not necessarily doing what he should be doing as a player
Hey,
in
your
terms
fam.
of taking care of himself and all that.
I see you,
Right,
King.
right.
I
And
feel you.
no lie, Zion Williamson, he might be one of the biggest upsets in the NBA, bro. As far as like number one draft pick, and for the amount of games that he's played and his health, and he might be one of the biggest upsets in NBA history, bro. He could be it. He could be it.
So Matthew says, "Hey man, Joker makes the players around him better than Giannis." I agree with that, but then we also have Ken over here. He said, "Hey man, what about Luca from the Dallas Mavericks?" And Luca's nice, but I think his defense
Lax.
it lacks. I think that's what hurts him
Lacking.
for because he's like on a borderline of like a superstar, but he ain't there yet. You know what I mean? Like because you got superstar stars. You know what I mean? You got good players and bench. You know what I mean? He on that borderline.
He's one of those. He's a likable player.
Yes.
Like he's a good player. Like he can score all that, but yeah, his defense lacks. You know what I mean? But Luca is definitely a likable player, right?
Yes.
Like I think a player that gets swept under the rug a lot, who kind of has some shine, was what's up? Wait, what
No,
happened? What are you
my bad, my
laughing at?
bad, my bad.
A player
No,
I was gonna say
Keys.
was Damian Lillard.
That's my second favorite player in the league, and that is my that is
Dame
my
Lillard, I think,
that's my second favorite.
is highly underrated, and I'm glad
Yes.
he got the recognition he did from the All Star game, where people, because up
But his
there in
time has
Portland,
passed
because his time
because
has
he's
passed.
older. He's older. He's
Now
not
he
old,
can't
but
be the
he's
face. He
older.
can't be the face, but
Correct.
he can be the right now. He can be a right now until a true face of the league comes through. We're almost talking about it like it's some Game of Thrones thing. Until the true king can arise.
Josiah said, "Hey, what about Jason Tatum or Joel Embiid? Jimmy Butler? Oh, Jimmy Butler's done, but Devin Booker too.
All right, so as a Sixers fan, the issue with Joel Embiid is unfortunately injuries. Now he what is it? He had a 70-point game earlier this year,
Yes.
and the other thing is the Sixers have to get past the second round. You can't keep having these second round knockouts. So what you're able to do for a team like okay, the other thing is too when we think back to LeBron, like his athleticism was special coming out of high school. So when you come in to watch Joel Embiid, like you're gonna see a big man's game with the ability to make some jump shots. You're not gonna see like some crazy acrobatics from this guy.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So when you come to watch him, you're mainly coming to see them win and then him just play good basketball. But for example, when I go back to talk about like Ja Morant, the teammate you get to see in person watching Ja Morant play.
Absolutely.
And so when we talk about faces of the league, I mean that's what I mean. LeBron is he can still the man can still jump and dunk. Like
Absolutely.
you still getting some decent dunks out of the guy every so often. He may have some off games here or there, but he still puts up some highlights.
True. That's true. I mean, and and I agree. I understand what you're saying. This is why, like Tim Duncan, this is why he was never the face of the league because he was the most boring superstar ever. No emotion, no nothing, but he just would murder you on that basketball court. Right?
Absolutely.
He would tear that backboard up. So I agree with you. You have to have what we call pizzazz. You have to have it. And don't get me wrong. You have to at least win one NBA championship. If you don't win anything at least one time, can you honestly be the face of the league? I mean, it's real. I know it's a team sport. I get it. But you have to win something. You can't be a Dan Marino and people say, well, he was the greatest quarterback ever. You have to win something.
I agree. I agree. I think winning a championship does obviously help, but basketball, yeah, you got to win at least one in my opinion, but
One.
you got to win at
So,
least one.
all right.
Go
I
ahead.
actually agree with that. I do agree with both of y'all. But if we're talking about, watch this, if we're talking about the face of the league, I'm thinking of it more in a business perspective and more of a marketing perspective versus the kind of like the accolades that we're looking at. I'm looking at it more like if you looked at the face of the NBA, like right now, obviously LeBron has one, right? Michael Jordan has one, Kobe has one. But if you're looking at after LeBron is gone, John Morant hasn't won anything. If Zion was healthy, like it was all mentally prepared that Zion Williamson was the next LeBron James. Coming out of high school, this man was doing like 360 dunks and warm ups. I mean, he was the next like big, big, big thing, right? And then it moved on to John Morant, which I think his game is very impressive. But because of his issues, it's so if if John Morant became the fit, let's remove the off court issues
Yep, yep, yep.
or even the on court issues, for that matter. But if we were to take that away, would John Morant could John Morant be the face of the NBA, winning no championships right now?
Yes, and I will tell you why.
I think
I'm
so too.
sorry to jump in on you, Jay. But I'm gonna tell you
No,
why.
no, go ahead.
Because Derrick Rose for a while was the face of the league, and all he had was an MVP.
Do you remember that?
No,
He was the
I,
face,
I
and
have
all he
no
had
arguments
was
with that.
he had won
But
an
he won
MVP.
something.
Okay, and yes, he won
He
an
won
MVP.
something.
True, true, true.
And I agree with y'all. But why we not putting Anthony Edwards in that talk?
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure.
So here's how this all ties in because Anthony Edwards does have his own shoe, right? This all is going to tie
Hmm.
back to sneakers.
Hmm.
So, it's got to, right? Because most of
Yeah.
this talk is about sneakers. So, as the face of the league, okay, the thing is you've got these different players now wearing these different shoes, and we're all trying to decide after LeBron leaves who is a Nike player right? Who's going to be the next one to step up? And then it's going to be what shoe is that player even wearing,
Yes.
right? That's going to be another thing on top of it. Now, Anthony Edwards right now, a lot of the talk with him, from my perspective, is yes, he's a decent player, but a lot of focus is on his sneakers.
Hmm.
A lot of
I see your
focus is
point.
on the sneakers and
Okay.
people really getting behind the shoes. For example, James Harden. People know James Harden can score, right? But James Harden is on the back end of his career, not the front end. But a lot of talk is James Harden sneakers.
Oh,
So, face of the league wise, depending on who this person ends up being, it's also going to be interesting to see what they're going to have on their feet, and is their sneaker going to overshadow them as a player, because that is out there.
that's interesting. That's an interesting way of thinking about it. I get your point. That's interesting. Okay. That's wild. That's wild that the sneaker overshadows the player. That's crazy. Yeah, it can happen. It absolutely can.
And okay, not for nothing, we like, people know about Zion, but when I think about Zion now, the first thing that pops into my head are those Jordan 1 lows, the voodoos.
Oh, the voodoos, yes.
The
Yeah, yeah,
voodoos, right?
Yes.
I'm not really thinking about Zion's game because yeah, he has his nights and all that, you know what I mean? He's not a bad player, but he could be better if he took care of his body better, like Charles Barkley was trying to tell him.
Without, everything you're saying, makes sense. And I just want to get some clarity from you.
Okay?
You said that Zion Williams is a good player, right?
Do you okay?
And so the only clarity I'm saying is that I think Zion he's better than a good player. But if we want to talk about his potential to where he's at now, then I can say, hey, I get what you're saying, but he's way more than just a good player. But his potential where he's at now makes him a good player. Is that what you mean when in that
I mean,
aspect, or
really,
how he's
that really is where it is. I'm coming from is that I see what could be there,
Okay.
but to get to that level, for example, Shannon Sharp was being asked on Super Bowl week about Cam Newton and him making it back into the league. And when he was talking to Cam was there, but he was answering the person, right, as if Cam was not there. And he just said if Cam Newton wanted to get back in the league and get back to being who he was, he has to go back to training like he was when he was broke. Now, the thing with Zion Williamson is he's never, based on the competition he's had to go against, he's just been light years above anybody he's really ever played, right? And if you look at his body right now, you can't tell me that's somebody that's looking to take care of it and trying to have a long NBA career. Versus when you look at LeBron James, since he stepped foot into the league, it's been about his training, his nutrition, taking care of his body, doing all these things. And it's not
Yeah.
until the past 3-4 years, where he's in year 18, 19, 20, 21 that you've seen some injuries pop up on him. Before that, he just had 15, 16 years of nothing because
he
of
was
the way he
durable,
took care
very
of his
durable.
body.
Yeah.
So that's
Facts.
what I'm saying. Like for a lot of people to look at Zion to be the next LeBron, not with the way things are going, because he's already suffered a few injuries as it is.
Yes. Yes. Because of his strength. I'm gonna say size as well, but how um his strength, his power is just honestly is just on another level. But and I understand what you're saying because he's not using that power and strength nearly as much as he was when he first came to the league because again we had the shoe Porsche. Remember the shoe exploded on him because he was just that powerful, that strong. So he's playing at a level where he's playing lighter now. more finesse, as we call it, more finesse and less power. So I understand what you're saying. Yes, could he lose weight? Yes, but for a man to still be his size, who's not out of shape, but who can absolutely be on, a whole nother planet, I agree with you. And that was just the clarity I was trying to get. But I got you 100%.
My man Ken Norton goes, the question should be if the face of the league is not wearing Nike, is that going to affect Nike? Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh, Ken, you getting deep on us now. I
That's a
like
good
that one.
question. Thank you for that, Ken. That's a good one.
Whoa, I
Mr.
like
Think, I
that.
want to hear what you got to say about it, man. I want to hear your
Absolutely.
thoughts.
The answer is absolutely. So the face of the league is going to have to fall in line, with the agenda of the league. So that's absolutely that will have an impact. Yep. It's marketing and branding.
Mm.
Ken, that is a very good question, and I'm gonna say it like this. This probably gonna be an opening question. Yes, it could hurt Nike, but Nike absolutely bread and butter has not failed to this day. Nike absolutely is selling Jordans. And so with that being said, that will be, I agree with you 100%. But at the same time, I want to say Nike's bread and butter is always Jordans, and they always have been a hot commodity since day one. But wow, I like that.
That was a great question. And the
Yes.
piggyback on what you're saying, just remember Team Jordan's 1 billion in sales.
Hmm.
1 billion in sales, bro.
Hmm.
Team Jordans.
Hmm.
So
It
Ooh.
would have an impact. I definitely think it'd have an impact if you put Steph Curry up there and Under Armour became just like what Keys said. We got people eating Tide Pods.
Yep. Yep. So I got
I mean,
another.
I
I
mean,
got a
listen,
question.
Not for nothing, Steph Curry has had a major effect on basketball. Major
Yes.
effect. Because you
Yes.
see videos now, these kids shooting from half court,
Hmm.
Yeah.
and the
His
coaches
style
say
is.
nothing. The coaches say nothing about it. It's wild now. It's wild now
It
what they
is
let them
big
do.
man. Big men would take the ball, run the ball all the way up the court. Like back in the day.
Well,
Yeah, people weren't doing that.
see, here's the thing. It was not like that in the American game, but in the European game, they actually had big men ball
Hmm.
handlers and
Hmm.
guys who could shoot mid range.
Mhm.
So that became something uh, new, like with the well, I don't want to say Dirk Nowitzki made it new, but
Yeah, I was
he
about to
was
name
one of
Dirk.
them. You know what I mean?
I was
But
about to name Dirk.
there were guys that they were bringing in from Europe who had the ability to shoot the ball,
Hmm.
who would have been labeled a big man had they grown up in American basketball
Right.
and not
Yep.
been allowed to do that, not been allowed to shoot like that and
I was about
develop
to
a
mention that.
jumper.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Overseas styling is different
Yeah.
than the States. Josiah Key's got a dope question right here.
question: would it affect the NBA? Because I guarantee you, if Zion chose Puma and he's MVP and a champion, nothing would happen to Nike. Hmm.
It's
Go
that
ahead.
that's the point I'm making. It's that coin cost, because it's kind of like very, very good question, and very, very rebuttal. It's just like, I feel like it could hurt Nike, but again, Jordan always is a hot commodity. So I'm
No,
torn.
I agree with both of y'all.
Yep.
Nike won't go bankrupt. Nike's not gonna suffer, but
Right.
would it have an impact? I believe it will have an impact. The amount of impact, I don't know, but I do think it will be impactful.
And I think it may impact Nike positively because it's going to force them to bring in new innovation. It's going to
Now we're
force
talking.
them to, start to think outside the box. Really take a look at what their constituents have been doing to take away from them, and then see, okay, what can we learn from that and implement it into what we got going on here to put us back in that on top trajectory. So I think this could have a positive effect on them if something like if the MVP was wearing a pair of Pumas. I mean, technically, there's nothing you can do about that, right? Like it
Right.
just happened to fall that way. But when you look out on the court, I mean, not for nothing, you see a lot more people wearing the swoosh than anything else. The swoosh at the All Star game was the most heavily represented brand there.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
though the
Absolutely.
man that won MVP was wearing a pair of Adidas.
Yep.
Dame Lillard.
Yeah,
Yes.
good old Dame. So to piggyback off of both of y'all, now I'm jumping on your team. We're still buying shoes from the '80s. That's the answer.
Yeah, it's true. Well, hold on a second. Hold on. Jordan 1's 80s. Jordan 2's 80s. 3's
80s.
was that was 80s also? Damn.
4's 80s.
So it wasn't until the 5's that we got
Fives
into the
hit
90s?
90s.
Yeah, the fives and '90s.
Fives hit 90s. And we all the way into 2024.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, I I, I agree. I do agree with what you guys are saying. I do. Hmm.
The the thing is it's like, okay. Would you agree with this statement? The Jordan 1 is probably the most recognizable sneaker in the world.
I'm trying to take feelings out this question. Y'all see it. I'm torn. Um,
As far as if people don't know anything about sneakers, like most people, they've probably never seen Michael Jordan play, but they know who he is.
I want to say yes, but I'll be honest with you. I want to say yes, but I'm gonna say the 11s.
You think the Jordan 11? And I'm not talking about okay.
You're not talking about the number.
I'm not even talking about from a sneakerhead perspective. I'm
No,
talking about,
no, no,
do
not
you
from a
think the
sneakerhead
Jordan
perspective.
11 is the most recognizable
I,
silhouette out there?
only reason why I'm saying no, I'm not saying it is, but the only thing I'm saying is that for me, when I'm thinking on a basketball level, what I'm thinking what people absolutely went crazy for, that's more recognizable because when it comes to like old heads, new heads, it could be the 11. Once I understand, I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm just like, man, just on the flip side, it might be an 11.
So if we're talking about the most iconic silhouettes out there, okay, I'm talking about like Adidas shell toes. I'm talking
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
Air Force Ones.
Hmm.
I'm spanning this across
Okay.
different. I'm even talking about like
Yep,
Reebok pumps.
yep, yep,
You know
yep,
what I'm
yep,
saying? Like
yep.
as far as if you were to stick those shoes in front of people who pretty much don't know much of anything when it comes to sneakers,
Okay, I got your point
would
now.
they look
Yep.
and point at that and go, "Okay, I think I know what that one is"?
I
With
see
the
your point
Jordan
now.
One,
I see
that's
your
what I'm
point now.
saying.
From a broad perspective, then the one,
Correct,
yes,
correct.
I get
Yes,
you. I get you.
yes,
Yes.
yes. My man Tyler goes.
He
He
said Air Force
said the
Ones.
11s. You crazy? Wait. Where's it at? He said 11. You crazy? Yeah,
Hey, Tyler.
but now
Hey.
we're all on the same page. Now that I'm explaining it, you know what
Oh,
I'm
thank you,
saying? Where
because
I'm
I
coming from.
was
It's all good. It's
No,
all
no, no.
good, man.
What you're saying, no, I agree with that 100%. When you were mentioning that, you mentioned the Reebok pump because yeah, I had all those joints. And then like even when I was a kid, I'm not even gonna hold you. Well, I was rocking those LA Gears with the light up
Oh
joints.
yes,
the light
yes,
ups.
yes, yes, yes. L.A.
What about the
Gears,
British Knights? Hey, don't forget about the
British
British Knights now.
Knights,
The
All right.
British
BKs.
Knights.
So I'm from Queens. I'm from Queens, New York. It is what it is. The BKs were dope, but we weren't allowed to wear them per se because they were known as blood killers, and that was a whole nother. Yeah,
You
yeah.
see
That,
now you going into the history of stuff out here.
that
Okay. Ah.
but
Wow,
dope kicks. Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
wow.
Yep. But no,
Mm.
I do agree with that. The Air Jordan 1, yes, that will be the iconic, the beginning. That's the genesis, right? That's the beginning of it all. So
I agree with that. I was
yeah.
thinking more. I get you. Okay.
Yeah, I get what you're coming from.
There was a topic I wanted to touch on real quick,
Let's
real
do
quick.
it. Get in it. Get in it, guys.
The
Get in
Jordan 4 bread cancellation. Holla at me.
it. All right, we definitely got to get into it. Well, first off, I'm going to be hard pressed from now on to shop at Dick's Sporting Goods because after what Derek says happened, and I've talked to a few other people about what went down, and I would listen. They were purposely misleading people as far as copping shoes from them is concerned. From when the raffle was to when you could put in for the signups to the times you could actually pick up your shoe.
Yep.
That thing was. I've never seen something, and I can't believe more people aren't out here complaining about what went down with Dick's Sporting Goods. But you know what, Derek? Since you actually experienced this for yourself, you can go ahead and talk about it.
All right. I will try to keep this as short as possible, so I just kind of add in the key points. There is one particular Dick's Sporting Good that's really close to my house. It's within like a mile distance to where you have just more than one employee. You have multiple employees that would tell you they do not do raffles inside their store. I've been told that they don't even sell Jordans in this store. And I'm sorry, excuse me, not raffles, reservations. So these are actual reservations. So the experience that I have is, hey, we're not even doing a reservation at this store. And then when you look online and do a little bit of research and you go back to the store and you advise them, hey, you are doing a reservation of this sneaker here. Then the next step is for them to get you on the list, get your phone number, the whole 9 yards. When we asked about this particular Jordan 4 bread, as far as the pickup time, they say go on the website. It tells you on the website the pickup is from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. You have an hour and a half window. We're following the website. The problem was on the pickup day on the 17th, when we got to the store, and it was myself and other people, we were there at about 9:30, 9:40 ish in that time frame. They hit us with the, oh, yeah, we did the release of the reservations from 8 o'clock to 8:30. You had a half an hour window. Sneakers are gone. We don't have them anymore. That's the gist of what. So they want to first mislead you by saying we're not doing a reservation here. So they shun people away to a different store. If you know better and say, yes, you are doing a reservation here, they're like, all right, I can't tell you we're not doing it because you know we are, but we can still mislead you by giving you an incorrect pickup time. Now, I submitted this to you guys. This didn't necessarily happen, at least not yet. So my solution to it is, all right, well, guys, play it safe. Get there at 8 o'clock in the morning when the store first opens up, and you can let them know, hey, I'm here for to pick up my reserved shoe. But let me tell you what they can tell you. Oh, we're not doing our reservation release until 11 o'clock. So come back at 11. It's 8 o'clock, come back at 11. You leave, come back at 11, and then they can tell you, oh, we released it at 9 o'clock. From 9 to 9:30, you missed it. So Jay had an experience where he went to his store at open, and what did they tell you?
Oh, here we go.
So they told me, hey man, it's gonna be from 10:30, until from 10:30 until 11:30. But I was like, I'm gonna get there at 9 o'clock. Well, I got there at 9 o'clock on the dot. They said, hey, we're not absolutely gonna do this until 10 o'clock until the drop. And so I said, you know what? Cool. So I waited. I came home, went right back because it's not that far, and I was able to cop my pair. So my DSG did a great job. Like I didn't have no real issues. Like it was great. It was just that time frame, that small little window can affect you either A, copying your silhouette, or B, just not copying it. So my opinion to everybody, honestly, listen, they may tell you 10 o'clock is the drop. Just be there when they open up at 9 o'clock. And then, hey, if you got to wait an hour for your pair. To me, that's what I would do. But my DSG was good.
Bring yourself a folding chair and prop that thing right there.
Yep.
if you got the time to do it. But yeah,
Yep.
I mean, that to me that's wild that it even had to go down like that. And the other thing is none of the Dick Sporting Goods all followed suit with each other either, right?
Correct.
They were all doing different things. Even if you guys in the chat know about Rafi Collects, like he was talking about how he walked into his DSG on Wednesday, signed up for the raffle,
Yep.
found out that they were scrapping the entire raffle to do new signups on Friday. So anybody who signed up on between Wednesday and Thursday, they weren't going to be involved unless they came back Friday to sign up. And
That's
none
nuts.
of those people were going to get phone calls, nothing. So
Right.
to
What do you have
me,
my phone number for?
yeah, you have my number for what? You have my number for what?
And so the crazy thing is because they did their reservation on Friday. See, mine was on Saturday. You have to come in on Saturday to guarantee your pair with reservation. So exactly what you said, it makes sense. Nobody is on the same page. So that's why we tell everybody, go to your Dick Sporting Goods and make sure you get the information from them. So therefore, you know what day and what time you need to be there so you can try to secure your pair.
But in a case like mine, if they are intentionally misleading you, you're screwed.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's
I-
true.
If they're going to do it on purpose. Now, remember that's only one store. That's the store closest to my house. I went to another DSG out in Lone Tree, Park Meadows Mall, and I had an awesome experience. I put that on my channel. Shout out to them. Like no issues at all. But if you're being intentionally misled, let me put it this way: you're not acquiring that shoe, bro. You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
Not when the employees are misleading you on purpose.
Mm.
You're not going to get it.
And
That's it.
and with what we just witnessed with all the cancellations from JD Sport, Finish Line, Foot Locker, Sneakers App, Hibbets, there's the Snipes, right? I just did a video talking about this.
hmm
Like to me, I feel like what happened with this shoe is worse than what happened with the Lost and Founds
Mm.
because
hmm
you actually had a W and then found out a couple of days later you didn't have a W.
You didn't.
They took it away
You're
from
right.
you,
Mm.
right? Now, what's interesting is most of these are all stories of people who hit on a ship to me option and then found out
Right.
that, you know, okay, unfortunately, we're going to have to cancel your order because we don't have the inventory to fulfill it.
That's right.
So I think that what's going down here is worse because like what went down with the lost and found ones, like people couldn't even get into the sneakers app. So
Right.
you knew your L was just there as far as the sneakers app was concerned. But most of the other websites, I can't recall like inventory issues with that except for like the mold problems that we were
Right.
getting on some of the sneakers where
Yeah.
the shoes were coming moldy. Now I know some they said screw that, I'm not sending it back, I'm cleaning it.
Right.
And with how tough it was to cop the lost and found ones, yeah, I agree 100%. That probably would have been the smart thing to do, because we only got one other restock here in the States, while I believe in the UK they've seen at least two or three.
3.
They've seen three restocks on the lost and
Mhm.
found ones. Like that's wild to me.
Jeez.
So when it comes to these bread fours, everyone's thinking, oh, we're gonna get a restock. We're gonna get a restock. We could see one, but then the issue is gonna be how many pairs are gonna be available.
Right.
If you get a restock, you only got 100,000 pairs, but you got 500,000 people going after them. What is it? My man Ken Norton goes, thank God I got my pair in today. Yeah,
Congrats.
congratulations to
Yeah.
you.
Congrats on that, bro.
Congrats
That's
to
what's
you.
up.
Congrats. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Congrats.
How was the QC on it? Because I seen. Oh my goodness, we didn't get into this, guys. The guy who got the pair with the upside down Jumpman, he trying to sell them things for $17,000 as we speak on eBay.
Oh no, it's okay. It's okay because um, I had one of my homies. Her name is Felina. right? And she makes custom shoes. I can totally have her.
You
Yes.
gonna have her flip it? Flip
I
it?
can take. Yeah, I can. I can have her flip this around and make
Yo,
a video and complain.
yo.
It's all good.
Yeah. I think that's cap, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. I really think that was cap. I think that was cap. Like,
I don't think so. White Cement Reimagines had QC issues like that. One shoe had the Nike Air on the one heel, the Jumpman on the other
well,
heel. Then there was all the elephant print problems. I 100% believe when you made that many pairs, somebody somewhere was gonna mess it up, bro.
okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
100%. If
Can I touch on that?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree with you. I do think mistakes, can definitely happen. There's no doubt about it. My personal, man, this is just my personal opinion on it. When we are paying top dollar full retail price for a kick, the QC needs to be better. Everyone and their mama is gonna say, "Oh well, when you have 500,000 pairs, of course there's gonna be issues." No, no, right? At the end of the day, if you go buy a brand new car and it's a Toyota, Honda, whatever you buying,
Yep.
you're gonna take whenever you have a house built, and the home builder's building a ton of homes. You're gonna walk through your home, you're gonna put blue tape up and be like, "Yeah, there's a problem here, 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 here," and fix it. That's
Well,
I,
guess what
Yeah.
Nike said? Guess what Nike said? There ain't no
oh, I know
lemon
it.
law. There ain't no
I,
lemon law on these sneakers.
oh, yeah, I know what Nike said. Yeah,
So you either taking this pair or you just want your money back.
exactly. No, facts. But
Ain't no
but like I
lemon
said,
law on these
that's my
sneakers, bro.
personal opinion. It's
But
just almost like now watch this. If they want to turn around and have like these B grade or C grade pairs or whatever cases and offer you a little discount on it and say, hey, there might be some sort of manufacturer's defect or a flaw here. That's why we're taking a little bit of money off the retail price. Then cool.
Yep.
But if you're collecting full price and you give me like, I'm talking about heavily flawed. I'm talking about
well,
yeah,
I saw a pair where the netting was broken.
Oh
right,
man,
right,
Now that
I ain't seen that
would
one.
have
Wow.
me hot. That would have
exactly,
me hot if the netting is
exactly,
Oh
broken.
yeah.
An upside
exactly.
down Jumpman on the tongue tag. Yeah, I'm not taking those back. They're staying right here with me.
Fact,
Nope.
fact.
It's just a unique looking pair. That's just like I forget who the people are. There's a pair of it's a black and gold Jordan 1 and the swoosh was done upside down on there. I forgot who the heck has it. I want to say oh
I'm
god.
trying to.
I remember because some rapper went to his store. And I remember they said they wanted like $15,000 for them. Oh, Soldier Boy went there. There's a sneaker store Soldier Boy went to, and I remember he looked at him. And he goes, "What you want for those with the upside down swoosh?" And they told him 15 racks, and they were like $15,000. He goes, "Maybe you can get like 5 for them, but damn, like, yeah, I can't remember what the sneaker store was, but yeah, they listen. Some of the flawed pairs somehow end up can go get sold on the market like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
All right, maybe we can acquire one of these Trump pairs, take the T off, flip it upside down.
I may want to play Tetris now with the stuff.
Oh man. Oh man.
Man, listen, real quick. Thanks for everybody who's been tapping in with us. We've gone over 2 hours. You guys are still here with us in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. We have been having, listen, not for nothing, I've been having a great time talking right now. I hope you guys feel the same.
Thank you for tapping in. Tune into the channels. Run up that like button. Tune into our channels. Show some love to your peoples because we are all the way here for it.
Guys,
Yes.
Jordan 1 Metallic 85 highs. I am doing a giveaway on this shoe. Tap into
Dope.
my review video to find out how you can enter to win.
Fire.
Dope.
Fire.
This is actually my first ever pair of 85 highs, and I'm giving these away.
Dope. You're a good man.
Yep.
He's a good man now.
Man, I definitely want to tell everybody, man, I appreciate y'all for rocking with us, man. I really do. I appreciate the support and the love, man. If you have not done so yet, like, share, subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that post notification bell. Shout out to my brother, man, Josiah Keys, man. He is a silent comedy. He does silent comedy. Check him out, man, on TikTok, on IG. Check him out. My brother is super funny. And again, man, please subscribe to all of us, man. We appreciate y'all time. You know the model.
Oh, hey Jay, we weren't even done yet.
I just had to get my spiel at the end.
All right,
You had to get
all right.
that
Well,
in.
well, since you talked about keys, right? I just want to back up a little bit in the comment section.
Go
Remember,
ahead,
I'm on
go
my
ahead.
phone, so I don't have the same
It's
stuff
cool.
that you guys got. But he says, I was the only kid in East London with BKs for the first 2 months, light blue. I fought someone over these stepping on my
On my
BKs.
BKs.
LOL.
I
I won
won
for
for
clarification.
clarification. You gotta throw
Let's
that in there.
go.
You gotta
Let's
throw
go.
that in
Step on
there.
my
I
kick,
won,
son.
by the way. By the way, I won.
Don't step on my kick, son.
Man.
All right. All right.
Man.
I don't know how you looking on that. Are you guys okay? I want to talk about something else real
Go
quick.
ahead, man.
All
Listen,
right.
these
All
people are
right. Here we go.
tapped in. We having
Here
a
we go.
great time.
Let's do it.
Let's
Here we
just
go.
do it, you know?
All right. All right. So we all
What we
know.
got?
We all know. You know the drama. We talked about the drama with the Bread Force.
Okay.
Now we have another kit coming out. It's a Jordan 4.
Oh,
It's called the
Yes.
Military Blue.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
If you think you had an issue with these breads,
Mm.
Mm.
what's to come? Thoughts?
Mm.
What's to come?
Hold on. I gotta bring these up for us to even talk about. Hold up.
I will say this. For me, and I will not change, the Air Jordan 4 Military Blue is and will be my sneaker
Sneaker
of
of
the
the
year.
year. Uh-oh.
Really?
Uh-oh.
If I had to pick
Uh-oh.
Hold
one
on a
silhouette
second.
Uh-oh.
for the
Uh-oh.
whole entire year, if I only had to pick one, that Military Blue will absolutely be my number one pick without a shadow of a doubt. I promise that.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. I gotta hear why. I gotta hear why, bro.
Let me know when you're ready.
It's February 23rd. My man already called it.
So we've seen a few iterations of this silhouette, right?
We got two right here. Here, 2012 and then 2024.
Okay. But we have not seen like 6, 7 renditions of this silhouette. This is what makes me very, very happy because this shoe is absolutely dope. And again, 4s have always been my favorite silhouette, not because it's the
I know.
hype thing now. Since
yeah.
I was a kid,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
always been my favorite. So this Military Blue to me, when it comes to that OG and it give me that nostalgic feel back in the day, I need it without a shadow of a doubt.
Mr. Think, what you think? What you think, bro? Sneaker of the year?
If not, it's definitely in the top runnings, right? We're going to be talking top 3. And I definitely want to get these in hand. I need to touch, feel, wear. You know what I mean? There's no doubt about it, but it's definitely up there. I can't call it yet.
We got Elliot Armstrong saying he agrees.
Yes.
He agrees.
Yes,
Sneaker of the
Elliot.
year.
Yes.
Elliot agrees. Where you at with it?
To me, honestly, I don't know, man. I got to see how these Black Cement 3s come out.
Mm.
So you're
I
saying
gotta
Black
see
Cement
how these
3s
Black
might be your
Cement
sneaker of the
3s
year?
come
Are
out.
you calling it that early?
I'm not calling it, but I'm waiting
Okay.
to see how it comes out. And
Okay.
there's some things that we don't, as much as we know, there's still some stuff we don't know,
Correct.
right? And when we really have this conversation, and chat, tap in and let us know, can we really, with the way the landscape is right now, just say that sneaker of the year is going to come from Nike Jordan Brand? Can we really say that?
That is That's
You
a
know,
valid point.
because the J tips was a lot of people were saying those J tips, man. So, a Saucony.
Hey,
A lot of people were saying it. I'm now listen. I'm not saying that, but listen, the masses are saying that with the way they're voting.
okay.
All right. I think these military blue fours. It depends, because when we look back at what went down with the white cement threes, all we did have the Jordan 4 Pine Green SBs drop, and a lot of people were loving them. But I think what knocked them down were the QC issues that came out on the white cement threes. Even though some people still had them as their sneaker of the year, they would have been the clear cut favorite, in my opinion, had those QC issues not been like that. Even over the Pine Green SB4s.
Which I still want a pair of, by the way.
I picked the reimagined white cement threes was the sneaker of the year, and I put the SB Pine 4 greens at number 5.
Number 5. Wow.
It was number 5 on
did.
my list. It was number 5 on my list.
Yeah, he did.
And I have both pairs. It was number 5 on my list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But again, to a lot of people, they got knocked down, right, because of the QC problems that came out.
Yep.
So now we got through the Jordan 4 breads, and the issue there, we had some QC problems, but really it was people actually getting their hands on pairs, just like the lost and founds were. Would you agree with that?
Yes.
And lost and founds were undisputed sneaker of the year back in 2022. Bro, come on.
What do you think, Jay? For me, easy.
Mr. Think, you already know. Mr. Think already know. I didn't even pick the Lost and Found that year as number 1 sneaker of the year. I did not. I murdered that silhouette to a T. That's just my opinion. I love the silhouette, but it wasn't number 1. I forgot which one I picked that year, but it wasn't number 1. It was like 4. It was 4.
Hold up. My man said Elliot Strong goes, that military blues like Keith Sweat. I want it.
Hey, what do you say? Nobody, baby.
Yeah.
I wanna.
You know what? Josiah Keys put up a good question. We'll get into that too, man. Thank you guys in the chat for tapping and giving us stuff.
Yes.
But I would say, listen, I love the way these military blue fours look. I've never owned a pair, so I'm definitely going to be hunting for a pair.
Okay.
I think now the Chase City sneakers has been elevated due to what happened with the Bread 4s, and people are going to be going for these a little harder. You're going to see a lot more footwork being put out there by people.
Yep.
If they can, depending on where it is they live. That is the caveat to the situation. But these here, I mean, I honestly don't know if I like these above the Bread 4s.
Okay.
To be 100% with you.
Okay.
To be 100%. As much as I like the shoe, and the thing is, I think some of it has to be with me being more partial to OGs, the OG colorways in this case. But the shoe looks absolutely beautiful. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I was having this conversation earlier with somebody. They're saying that the military blue 4s are supposed to be more of a feel to the Pine Green SBs. Now, the Bread 4s and most of the silhouettes we're getting this year in the Jordan 4s are supposed to be shaped like the SBs, but there's been talk that these are supposed to feel more like the Pine Green SB4s. Have you guys heard that? Or am
I have.
Yes.
I have heard that.
Yeah, if you look at the 2024 pair and the 2012 pair right here, the shape is absolutely different.
Correct.
So you can
correct.
you can see the difference in the shape.
Yeah, the toe is more boxy here on the 2012 versus more sleek on the 2024.
Correct, because people said that 4s are uncomfortable, but I never had a pinky toe issue with a 4, but absolutely. And I see my man Tyler, he actually put this out. And you're right, man. The military blues is an OG colorway. You're right. It is. It is an OG
True.
colorway. It dropped in '89.
But okay, but I'm talking. Did Mike wear these on the court?
Okay, now you're going on that side.
That
Okay.
I
that
got you. Yeah, yeah.
when I'm talking out loud, and but thanks Tyler for bringing that up so I can explain myself better on where it is I'm coming from. That when I say that OG colorway, I'm thinking of stuff he wore on court. Yes, it is an OG colorway because along with like the Jordan 1s that got released, like there were other colorways that Mike never wore on the court, but it is an OG colorway.
Yeah.
So let me put that out there. Yes, 100%.
Like the Wingets. So just for example, like you're saying, because he never wore the Wingets, but the Wingets he absolutely took a photo with him, even though it's an OG,
Right.
but he
Yeah,
never
yeah,
wore it
yeah,
on
yeah.
court.
Yep,
I see.
yep,
Yeah.
Yeah,
yep.
the Wingets. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I guess my question is why? And again, so you guys have heard this too, like why put the emphasis on the military blue fours being more of a feel to the SB Pine Greens than all the other shoes, all the other fours that they're putting out. Like shape wise, they're all supposed to be that same shape, right?
Yes.
But I'm going beyond shape. They've been saying the comfort is supposed to be like that because, like my man Tyler in the chat, he has both the pine greens and the breads.
Yeah.
And he's saying that these feel good, but the pine green SB4s feel better. So again, like the shape is there, right? Look, the slender cut of the toe,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Yep, same, exactly. Shaping is there, but they say the comfort is different.
There's a slight variant. And I understand where Tyler's coming from because if you go ahead and put your foot in the SB Pine 4 Greens, what happens is when you put your foot in, there's like a I want to say kind of like a little rise in it where you come and then it just molds to your foot, like when you're doing ollies and kick flips. So there's a little difference when you're going. And I understand what Tyler's saying. When you go ahead and put the bread or reimagine on, it's a tight, comfortable fit, but you're missing. I can't explain, but you're missing kind of like that hump and it rolls down a little bit. So I know what Tyler absolutely saying. I know what he means by
So it's
that.
is it like an arch thing? Something in the arch?
Yeah, it's kind of like with the arch because what it does is it locks your foot in. So when you're doing ollies and kick flips, what happens is your foot is not sliding back and forth. You absolutely your foot is on an angle. If I can better explain it that way, your foot is kind of like
Okay.
on an angle with more
Oh.
grip when you hold and gripping that board.
And
Oh
Tyler
wow.
also said it's more padding
It's
on
more
the
padding.
SBs.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's more padding on the SBs. So I'll be interested to see then once I get a military blue 4 in hand.
Right.
I still need to get me an SB4 though in order to
Bro,
do
you and
my
I
own
both.
comparison, man. So I'm basically just gonna have to, vicariously live through the people that do have that pair and
Right.
listen to what they gotta say until I can
Right. So
acquire it.
so if anyone watching would like to give a SB4 to Wear Your Kicks 26 or Mr. Think I'm Possible, you can contact us over IG.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yo, throwing in the promo. I love it. I love it. Oh, Tyler tapped in and he did. So he's saying exactly what you said, Jay. It's the padding that hugs your foot more.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't explain it, but he knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's
You'd
kind
have
of
to
like,
have a pair to know what we're talking about. We get it. We get it.
oh,
All right.
Right.
We
Right.
get it.
Okay.
We
All
y'all
get
right.
it,
gotta
bro.
stop.
All
All
right.
right. Well,
We
let
get
me
it.
get and turn my camera off.
You
Go
Y'all
ahead.
gotta stop. Y'all absolutely gotta stop with that one. Come on now. Oh no.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. But man, I listen. It would be dope to get these. It would be dope to get these for real. I want to see, man. I'm absolutely excited about getting the shoe for real.
So you and I have had this conversation in the past. Let me know if your thought, Lewis, has changed. But I was telling you, I think these military blues are going to be a problem, stock numbers and stuff, and you were like, I think they're going to make more pairs than the Breads and
Oh no no
the
no! I said that the stock numbers are going to be on par with the breads. I think they're gonna be the same amount of pairs made.
Okay. Okay.
Mm,
But
Do
will
you
mm.
they
see
be more of
these
a problem?
being,
But I listen.
kicking and screaming?
Like I said, yeah, because with what went down with the bread fours,
Hmm.
people are gonna be like, all right, well, I definitely need to move different with the military blue fours
Right.
because if there are people out here who are able to walk away with 10 pairs, right, putting in footwork, you should be able. And see, this is what I try to say. Like a shoe's gonna be tough to get, and again, I always. It's also dependent upon where it is you live. So if you're in East Bumble
Yeah.
nowhere, you don't. I mean, kudos to you if you're going to drive 2-3 hours to try to pick them up. You know what I mean? I've
Right.
heard of people doing it though. I've heard of people going across state lines to
Yeah.
get sneakers. Right?
Yes.
That's definitely not out of the ordinary. But people are definitely going to move differently in trying to cop these because of the experience that went down with the bread fours. And have you seen a restock yet?
Nope.
All I've seen is restocks, and I'm gonna put that in
Oh,
quotations also
there has
because
been. Right, Jay? In Chicago, didn't they have a restock of the breads?
So yes, in
They have
Chicago,
been.
they had a restock of the breads at Foot Locker. So that's how I was able to cop my third pair from my brother Purple Haze. And he also is online right now. He just said, "Hey, I guarantee there won't be the same amount of pairs. Complex already
mm,
confirmed that much."
Yeah. Okay.
we trust Complex.
Huh, whoops.
There's a lot of controversy with them too, but that's probably a topic for another day.
Right.
My man Matthew Robertson here goes need those powder. Oh wait, the
Oh yeah, the
blue
powder
nines
blue
coming
The
nines.
out.
nines.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh yeah.
You know, I was actually on the fence about even getting those. I'll be 100% honest with you guys.
Why
But
is that?
the more I don't know. But the more I look at them, the more I'm just like, I may actually go for these.
Looking
This is
pretty
a
nice.
must
Yeah,
cop.
yeah,
It's looking pretty nice. Same
This
thing
is a
with
must cop.
they look good, man. They're
yeah.
clean.
Yeah, it is.
That Carolina blue with the white looks clean.
I agree.
Mr. Thing, I'm impossible. How many different outfits you thinking to yourself right now during your review video?
Oh, you already know. Every cutscene. Every cutscene, I'm gonna have a.
Listen, for those of you in the chat, if you have not seen one of his videos yet, my man be hitting you guys with the different fits in there with the different lace swaps.
Yes.
It is listen, it's entertaining to see.
I
Yes.
appreciate you,
Definitely
brothers.
good content.
appreciate
Definitely
you.
good content. But
Yes.
these right here, man, something about that Carolina blue. Something about
It's
it.
special.
You know, if listen, it happens sometimes. At first, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I was always just like, I don't know if I'm gonna go after these. But the more I look at them, the more I'm just like, yeah, I'll probably go ahead and cop these. Now, what do you
Yeah.
guys think? Since they don't put, you can see here, there's no now the retro had the 2-3, but the OGs did not. What did you guys like better, the OG with no 2-3, or did you like the 2-3?
I'm open. It doesn't bother me either way it go. It doesn't bother me. I'm open. It's just
I'm the same.
I'm open.
I'm very neutral. Absolutely. I'm the same.
Yeah.
Got my man Matthew saying I'm a big fan of UNC.
For sure.
Yeah.
Shout
Yeah,
out to
UNC.
Matthew, man. Shout out to him.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat that's been
Yep.
rocking with us, guys. Almost 2 hours and 30 minutes. This is, man.
All right.
Time has been flying as far as I feel.
Hey,
Absolutely.
I feel
we
like
having
time's been
fun.
flying.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We
Time's been
having fun.
flying. So, but yeah, these here, man, as I keep looking at them, yeah, I'm going to get them.
It's a must cop
Okay.
for me.
Okay,
It's a
yeah,
must
let's go.
cop.
Let's
It's a
go.
must cop.
I'm going to get them.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
I'm going to get them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking crispy. Yeah, that's looking
Look at
crispy.
that. Look at
It's a
that.
must cop.
Definitely. Now, I wish they throw in some extra laces with these.
Oh,
Yes.
we'll be all right. We'll be okay with laces.
I I'm just saying though, you know what they're charging for these, man.
Facts,
This is easy
facts.
210.
Yeah,
It's
210.
easy gonna be a
Facts.
$210
Mm-hmm.
$10 shoe, and no extra laces.
You're right. You're
The
right.
It's
question
sad.
is, how they gonna move though?
These will be these gonna sell out.
You
I do
think
not see this.
so?
I
You
don't these
think
gonna
they're
sell
gonna
out.
sell out?
These gonna sell out.
Here we
Oh
go.
yeah.
Here we go. Look, 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 look. My man Matthew goes, Mr. Think got the laces. Yes, he does.
Yes.
Yes, my
Yes, he
man
does.
does.
Yes, he
Oh, we
does.
got DH. This live is so dope. A lot of knowledge in here tonight. You all keep it up with more. Hey, we definitely appreciate that.
Yeah, that's
We
That's Purple
definitely
Haze right there.
appreciate
Purple
that.
Haze.
Definitely appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. You know what we need to get, or I should have? It'd be cool if we had like the little sound effects. I know I had a my first mic that I picked up.
Mhm.
It came with I forget what the little box is called, but it had the sound effects buttons
Yep.
in it.
Yep. The little
It
board.
had like the cheer, like people cheering and clapping.
Yep. The
It had
horn.
the horn. Yeah, it had the what is it? The gun shooting off too. It had
Okay.
that in there.
The
It had all
reload.
types of crap. Yeah, yeah. Oh, my man said a 9 sellout. He says you want to wager that. Uh oh.
Uh
Hey,
Uh oh.
hey,
Uh
hey,
oh.
hey, Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
oh.
I take paychecks, pay stubs. I take it all.
Oh man. He said Zelle, Venmo, Cash App.
Hey.
Oh snap.
Tyler gonna say
Hey.
let's bet a sneaker.
That nine will sell out, bro. This nine will sell out. I didn't say all nines. This nine will sell out. I guess you don't like nines.
Hey.
Oh, here. Oh,
Okay.
here we go. We got Matthew Roberts sellout on them 9s. It is tax time. Oh, that is something we did not think about.
He said, "No, I like nines." Okay.
No,
Hey,
that is
Matthew, you
true.
right. Matthew,
That
you
is
right
true.
though.
Here we go.
Tax time.
We got
He
Ken
said he
Norton
being real though.
Hold up. I hit on one. Ken Norton goes, I agree with this one selling out just because of the UNC colorway. And then Tyler goes, I'm being real though.
See, this is the great
All right.
thing about being a sneakerhead
All right.
because we all have our opinions, and this is the love that we all have for this, and this is what makes it fun because it's very everybody has their own opinion until we see what truly happens at the end, and this is the love that we talking about.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. And I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens because that was something I heard someone else say that a lot of people might have had their tax money on hand already to be able to go out and cop a bunch of these Bread 4s, and the money might be dry come Military Blue 4 time because
Ooh.
so they release April 27th. Taxes got to be in. What tax day is April 15th?
Ooh.
Okay. That's a good way of looking at it as well.
These hey Lewis, so let me see your Jordan 1 black whites again with the white laces in them.
You
Let me see
want?
those again,
Oh,
please.
which ones with the black laces or the white laces?
The white laces,
The
because
white
these
laces.
mugs are dropping tomorrow, and
Oh,
these are most
yes.
definitely gonna sit, and those are fire. Those are hot.
Now, this shoe for the chat, this shoe does not come with white laces. I had to go into my lace box and pull these out myself and throw them in there. But most of the Jordan 1s and stuff we're getting, obviously, they come with a bunch of extra white laces, so I'm sure some of you have them.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
These
sir.
will sit around, though.
They will sit.
100% they'll sit. I even got these on sale myself. I did not pay retail for these, and you should not either,
I agree,
in my opinion.
but
Okay?
I'm copping those. Yes, sir.
But as far as how nice of a shoe they are, it's not the greatest. Now, what's interesting is the leather on the toe box area is a little different texture than the like side paneling and mudguard. So the side paneling and mudguard is way smoother. It's got a whole different feel and texture. It's almost, I don't even know how to describe the feeling of that, to be honest with you.
Is it stiff?
Hold on.
It's It's definitely not tumble, but it's not crappy.
It's okay. The leather on these feels more stiff, but the black leather on here is close to it. But it is a little more. It is a little more malleable. A little more
Okay.
malleable.
Okay.
85 highs will take a little bit of a break-in period. And by the way, I am doing those for a giveaway on my channel.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm giving these
Okay.
away on the
My
channel.
man hit
Plugging
that
that in
1K
again.
subs.
All right.
Yes.
Make sure you guys sub into the channel. Got to comment that Instagram handle. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, guys, to be in the chance for to win that shoe. But yeah, the leather on these, the white leather feels a lot better than the black leather does. But I mean, this is gonna be an everyday type kick. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, I
You
was
can
just
wear
about to
these
say
with
that I am going to
darn near
beat
anything.
those sneakers. I'm gonna work on those. I'm gonna beat them up.
I feel like it's. I definitely don't want to call them the P word. The I don't want to call them that. I look at these like tuxedo ones.
Hmm. Yep. The P word, the animal. Okay, I
Yeah,
got you.
Mm.
And
yeah.
and that's the reason why I didn't call them that neither. I was like the black whites. Right.
What'd you
Right.
call them? The what? The black whites?
The black white.
The
That's the
black
reason why I
black.
said that.
Yeah.
The BBW.
The bit. Oh my lord. BBW
Oh,
Jordan ones. There we go.
Woo!
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 BBW Jordan ones. I like it.
oh,
I
Oh
like it.
man.
Wow. I was not. I was not thinking of that name, bro. Wow,
oh,
that's
let's
funny.
go.
That's funny. BBW Jordan
Oh
ones. I
snap.
love it. I love it, man. Damn. Oh boy. Man, we got any other topics here before we jump out?
We covered everything on my list. All of them check
Oh,
marks.
We got everything.
better than what is this? Diddy? Better than Diddy's BB. Oh my lord. We're
Uh
not we're
oh.
not going we're not going
Uh
to talk
oh.
about that, bro.
Uh
Uh-oh. Hold up. We got B. All right, we listen.
All right.
Chat
I'll
going
open up a can
crazy
of worms.
now. Chat going crazy now with the acronym.
Yo.
Man,
Woo.
man. Well, all right. I think we did. Yeah, we covered everything.
Yeah.
We did. Man, we definitely got to run this back. This was a great, great time. Great show. I want to
Yes.
definitely thank my man Jay Elevate and Mr. Think I'm Impossible for tapping in on this live. I mean, literally, guys, we just put this together today because we were like, man, we just want to get together and talk about these shoes.
Yes.
For
Facts.
real. We
Hard
just
facts.
if not for anything, you guys know the three of us definitely love talking about these kicks. So make sure you tap in to my channel, Jay Elevate's channel, Mr. Thing I'm Impossible's channel, guys. We definitely will be doing this again. You guys got any closing words before we go ahead and run up on out of here?
Mr. Think.
If anyone
Speechless.
would like to send me those pine green SB4, hey, I appreciate you guys, man.
Yo.
Hey, I just want to say, man, I appreciate for y'all rocking with us, man. Like, listen, this means so much to all of us. We appreciate y'all, love y'all, man. If you have not subscribed to our channels, man, go ahead and subscribe to our channels. Throw a thumbs up, show us some love. We are out here working hard for y'all, man, giving that free information and some great entertainment.
Hell yeah. Well, we definitely got to get back together once we get closer to those Jordan 4s, the military blues.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to talk about that for real. Help everybody out and at least copping one pair, at least one.
At least
Absolutely.
one.
100%.
For
I will be out in the
retail.
trenches. I will be in the
Yeah.
trenches with y'all. Believe me.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Like, share, subscribe. Exactly, DH. In any case, guys, this is Lewis of the Way Your Kicks channel. I'm here with my guys, Mr. Think I'm Impossible and Jay Elevate. Reminding you that every day is a great day. to wear your kicks.
To wear your kicks.
And we out.
Peace.